comms. How are you?
Doing great.
We're good.
Absolute
We're still breathing.
fabulous.
Thank God for that, honestly. How's your lockdown been, boys?
It's been alright, hasn't it?
It's been busy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Band-wise, ain't it?
Been writing stuff, recording stuff, releasing stuff.
Videoing stuff.
Yeah.
Playing stuff.
Yeah,
Doing-
sometimes.
Doing live session stuff.
Sometimes gigging, as in twice in the past 2 weeks, which was the first time in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys have been fucking on it. That is the...
Yeah, I know.
We had to keep ourselves busy, yeah.
Yeah.
If not, we were just going to...
Drive ourselves mental.
And fizzle
I think
out.
I already have. I don't know about you, Liam, but...
I've been quite okay.
Well, you've been all right. You're a person of a sound disposition. To me, it's just been a slow descent throughout the whole of the lockdown period.
I think that's fairly relatable for most people. To be
Yeah.
honest. Everyone's kind of like...
Yeah.
In the first 2 weeks, everyone was like, "Oh, it's time to be grateful for what we have," and then after that, everyone just
Let's all sing Imagine on Instagram.
Yeah, and just celebrities crying in their mansions. And like, it's just so,
Like, it's so difficult.
yeah, oh my god, my pool's empty, guys. What are we gonna do?
We've run out of chlorine.
Honestly, you guys have been fucking busy. I saw you were filming a music video at the Gary.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was a couple of weeks ago. We were doing a video with the brilliant Alex Bass.
And
And we also had an actor, the lovely Kai Beavers, acting for us.
and then we had someone else helping as well with the video. Jess.
That was it, Jess, that's it.
Jess.
Just remember the name, yeah.
Yeah, so those three great people helped with our video.
Yeah.
And it was our first proper video, weren't it, for us?
Yeah, because obviously the first video we did was a lyric video, which was originally going to be a music video, but that was all when COVID kicked off, so we were just like, right, we've got to have a compromise here. So we had a lyric video.
That was for Transmission 1.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that was
was.
our first single, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Absolute banger.
Absolutely
Yeah.
banger.
Oh.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
glad you liked it, though.
Yeah, dude.
Be a bit worrying if no one liked it.
Yeah.
Would we, wouldn't it? Because then we wouldn't really be here, would we?
If everyone dislikes it, they're just like, yeah, right off.
It's like, right, you've had your phone now, get off.
Fuck off.
Oh.
But I remember, how long ago must it have been now? It was like last year, wasn't it? Last Christmas, where you guys were recording in whichever recording studio it is in King's Heath. That's when I met you guys as a band.
You mean the rehearsal that you took photos in?
Way
That
back
was
when.
that was probably about August, September time last year.
That was before.
So that was probably just like a year
Yeah.
ago, or maybe like 10 months, whatever.
Well, obviously, we knew you like beforehand. That's NSB.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I always knew you guys like
Oh, I
in
didn't.
passing. Yeah,
You didn't go to NSB.
We're just going to talk about NSB now for the next
Yeah,
hour.
so,
So it
right.
was fun seeing you.
Right, so quick question, where's the pub? I'll
Just
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
road.
I'll see you
We'll
in
join
an
you
hour.
in a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that was the first time I met you guys as the Comms, because there was another band before, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Me and Ollie were in the same band.
Yeah, we were in this other band that we were in before the comms, and we both left because we felt a bit. Either we were asked to leave or we felt dissatisfied with it. But after that,
That's one way. That's
one way. That's the really short version. That's the TLDR version. But yeah, after that, me and Liam thought, well, a lot of people probably wanted to see me and him play together, so we put together a little project, and then before we knew it, had a band, we had a couple songs, and then we started rehearsing, then we had a gig, then we had a couple of lineup changes, and then COVID happened once we got our shit together, and we were like, oh bollocks, and then here we are.
Yeah.
in your garage.
Yeah.
In your
Recording
pad.
In
this.
Joe Wesley's garage.
It's a TARDIS, alright?
It's bigger on the inside, it really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually does feel it bigger than the inside. Before, like, this lockdown, if one thing's come from this lockdown, you can actually walk in this room now. It used to be,
Yeah.
like, shoulder height and shit from when we moved in. So, thank God for that. That's how we ended up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you guys seem to have... Well, I can tell you guys know what you're doing when it comes to doing bands, because you just appeared and it was like you'd been there the whole time. Like, there's a few bands that kind of linger in existence, but you guys just kind of had presence immediately.
Me and you have been playing together
For about
since the end of 2016.
Yeah.
So by the time the band formed, we've been playing for almost 3 years together.
3 to 4 years.
And we kind of knew each other well
the
enough.
rights and wrongs.
And also, like the rights and wrongs of being in a band and that kind of experience, because you know we had quite a lot of experience behind us, but we still had a lot to learn anyway. You know, because now we were actually in charge of the band rather than being the followers of it. But
and like with that sort of like when obviously me and Ollie left that the previous band, obviously it was around May time we sort of started working on it.
Yeah,
just like just writing random songs. In your home studio.
Yeah, which is literally my Mac in my bedroom with 2 Adam Audios and DI. That's my studio. It's amazing.
That's where
GarageBand.
That's where like songs like they were called Track 1.
Yeah,
track 2,
before we
three.
even had the band name, we were so inexperienced with songwriting. We hadn't even named the songs. They were just called Track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
And with like Transmission 1, that was Track 1. And we thought, it's called Transmission 1. Be easier. Sort of giving it an actual meaning.
A few songs that are still in our set list came from those sessions, and then obviously once we got the band together, we started writing as a band and also writing in on our own
individually as groups.
Yeah, and then COVID happened, and then we kind of started writing on our own because we didn't have much choice.
Yeah,
and we've started to write together a little bit more, but we still need to get together more. And also actually have a full band because we don't have a drummer, which is kind of problematic, which has kind of impeded the full band writing process, but we still have new material.
We recorded a demo about, what was it, like July time?
Yeah, around that time,
we recorded like a demo on the good old GarageBand with some GarageBand drums.
Yeah, Inside, which got a pretty good response.
Yeah, it got quite a good response. That's quite a relatively new song. We've only played it, live twice.
Yeah.
We only live 2 gigs on this year.
Yeah.
But I got quite a good response, and that was like quite a quick song, like getting together, because I like write all my lyrics on my phone. Like,
I had the riff, and then you just kind of had lyrics.
You showed me.
We kind of just sort of aped it.
Yeah, and I
improvised over it, and then eventually we gave it structure, dynamics, and stuff, and
like a melody. And
I think we had the song, like, obviously I had the riff knocking about, and we had like the rough idea of it knocking about for a couple of months, but in terms of actually getting the whole song together, it took like a day.
It took a day, yeah,
like a couple of hours.
And I think we demoed it the day after.
Yeah,
and we're like, this is pretty decent. This is decent enough to go on YouTube or SoundCloud.
You put it out.
Yeah,
you gave the people something through this.
We gave them some food.
And the reason why we also put it out, because obviously it was like quite a few moments since we released Transmission 1, and thought, we need to sort of keep some interest going on this, because if not, people would
people sort of were like, I haven't done something in a while, and they'll get bored of us.
Yeah, that was sort of it was like that case of we've got to keep people interested. Obviously, for new music, definitely new music, and we just put it out.
So obviously, we were in a bit of a weird position, because by the time we finally got our shit together, the entire world ended, which is sort of the worst luck you could have. But we decided to keep a positive mindset about it, and just the general gist has just been to keep it steadily active, just to keep interest at a steady rate.
Afloat,
Keep it afloat,
that's pretty much.
Right way of saying it.
And I think we've done okay, I'd say so, yeah.
Well, apparently you think we're doing quite okay.
Definitely. There was like a lot of bands popping up like just before it happened, and a lot of them just don't exist anymore, or have just or are just keeping way under the radar.
We were way too stubborn to give up.
We were
we're just like, we are not giving up. Nah, no. I don't care if the world's ended. We're still making music.
We had to.
We could be in a Fallout shelter and we'd still be writing the fucking EP. Honestly.
We're doing our own live session in a basement.
Yeah.
But even like you're active as a band, but even as just people, you're active on the scene basically. Because I don't think there's been a single, like, obviously before Corona, there wasn't any gigs that I went to that you guys weren't there. At least like one of you guys.
Well, I think Liam. I think you were at all of them. And
I wouldn't say well.
If Liam was at them, there was like a 75% chance I was there.
Yeah. I would say
if I had money.
Or if the gig was free. Free gig is always good.
Yeah, but obviously
I'm on the guest list.
I think it was last year. We all went to Crawford Arms for the Head Charging Festival.
The Christmas party. That
was awesome.
That was like, I was like, it's Christmas.
That was a good time.
Let's get fucking smashed. Got the train over.
Yeah.
And obviously we met you there along with like other bands as well.
That gig was fucking amazing.
It was great. There was
Taurus,
Tragic,
and
Harry Quinn
band was it?
Might have been.
Yeah, I think it was only 3 bands, weren't there?
But it was great.
It was good. It was a really good
So
night.
I think JJ Moon was meant to go on as well, but one of their band members didn't turn up. Or one of their band members are ill or something, which, given what we know now.
It's a shame because I only saw like JJ Moon once, and that was when they opened for Thumper at the Black Prince.
Yeah, I thought they were cool.
I've never
They
seen them
were.
live.
So they were very,
Very like indie jazz rock kind of.
They're quite
That's the thing. Everyone, when I'm like, so what type of music? Everyone gives me a different answer. Like, and you've just given all the different answers put into one.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, now it makes sense.
They definitely had like that jazz element because obviously play the saxophone.
Yeah, there's a
hello.
saxophone. It makes it swanky.
But they also like developed, like you said, indie, and obviously a bit of like, I don't know if I'd say a bit of alternative because obviously they had like a few heavy songs, but they had quite a clean element to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This one was like dun 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 dun. See like that?
It's a Liam Zacapella cover of
There you
JJ
go.
Moon.
Yeah.
I know the song you're talking about. Yeah, that has the kind of like octavey riff going on.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's just that kind of cool like jazz rock kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
they were
like
cool.
there'd be a total contrast between them and Tragic, given that I think they were meant to go on like after Tragic. Or,
Yeah, and Tragic got this hardcore punk power
yeah,
trio.
that just basically, if you let them, they'd just make noise for
Yeah.
20 minutes, and they'd be
Yeah.
like, "That's our song, guys."
Destroy-
Like,
set the stage on fire like they did
they-
the lab.
Oh my god, that gig was similar time to the Christmas party, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
just
Well, there
before?
was a period where Tragic were doing loads of gigs. I
Yeah.
think they started getting loads of traction. And I
Mm.
think we must have went to like
Yeah.
5 of them.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
all went to quite a lot of their gigs, and obviously when we went to the EP launch at the lab, obviously you were present there as well,
Oh,
along
yeah,
with many
of
other
course I
people.
was.
It was very obviously
There were
really.
so many people.
There was probably
It was
Holy
over
shit.
capacity, definitely.
Yeah.
But when obviously me and
There was
I
like 300 people there.
there was too
Oh,
many
it
people.
was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It was
Given
like-
that, like the lab, if someone was like, "How many people do you reckon you could fit in there?" I'd be like, maybe 50 if you filled the garden. And
That's
bro,
right.
just thinking about it, it's
Yeah.
like, what in the fuck?
But obviously when me and like Ollie were not in like having a mosh,
Getting killed.
well, like, oh, they've got a smoke machine behind their amp. And
And it's like, hang on a
hold
minute,
on,
that's not a smoke machine. The bass amps on fire.
And the sound guy's like, get out of the way.
and then like because the sound guy came and everyone was like, "Oh yes, go sound man," something like that.
It was a great vibe in there. It was so funny.
It's amazing.
And it was
Yeah.
like the gig was like put on hold for like I don't know however long, but it was like, oh wow, that's pretty rock and roll to have.
It was like 10
And
minutes.
Cameron started trying to, because everyone was like going crazy. So Cameron tried to calm everyone down by singing like Christmas songs.
Yeah, I
and
think
stuff.
it was like last
Like,
Christmas.
hey, everyone sing along.
I thought that was funny. Yeah, that
It
was
like,
funny.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
They're so good. And then the funniest one was Christmas Party, the Head Charge one.
Yeah.
At the end of their set, Cameron took like a swig of water, and then all these like kids were like screaming at him, so he just like spat it back on them. And then later on, I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Oh man, I've got the worst cold," and I was like, "You just spat on all these." And he was like, "Oh,
You
I
know,
didn't think
you know.
of that."
Thank God he didn't do that like March time. We'd be in big trouble.
Literally, like, yeah, honestly, a couple months later, and it would have been like
Tragedy, you know, just full on.
yeah, tragic. Just
What a tragic.
God, but yeah, they're.
That is funny though, to be fair.
They have, because you guys are on the Head Charge roster now as such,
Yeah,
aren't you?
Yes.
we're part
Yeah.
of the little.
Which is,
The gang.
The little gang.
yeah.
So
It seems
obviously-
ever expanding, to be honest.
Yeah,
Every time they
it's-
post something, there's like 3 more people they've found.
Yeah, they've got
Massive
quite
spider
a diverse lineup. Obviously, you told us like, oh, better get in with Head Charge. They're quite a handy little group. And I said, oh,
Yeah, they are, yeah.
They're following us already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
'cause-
always repost our stuff. Yeah.
Because I mean, just, Head Charge is generally a good sort of because everyone like knows each other.
Mm.
Everyone sort of like
Supports each other.
everyone supports each other.
Mm.
Gives everyone that boost as well. And like, obviously, the more that is sort of being witnessed, the more bands were like, oh, you know what? We'll give them a buzz.
I want a slice of that cake.
Yeah.
I want to eat it too.
It did.
What's like the quote from Shaun of the Dead?
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, but it's like plan mode. Make band. Message Head Charge.
Make a cup of tea and wait for all this to
Just
blow
blow
over. Now, that was me at the beginning of lockdown. That was, yeah.
Look where you are now.
Still drinking tea.
Yeah.
Still waiting,
Yeah.
honestly. But yeah, it does feel like something that the sort of rock and punk side of our scene needed something to like centralize it.
Yeah,
Definitely,
it needed a thing where it all came together as one, and Head Charge just really helped that.
Yeah, because I think Northampton's got quite a strong like indie and indie rock scene, definitely.
Yeah.
But obviously, they need something for like a bit of that alternative punk scene.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
gets a
where
bit
Head Charge came in.
crazier.
Yeah, especially with like the whole post-punk revival thing. It kind of makes sense for that sort of little subculture to exist in this area.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it seems like the type of places that exist in like Northampton surroundings seem like almost like they were already set up for it. Like
Yeah.
Crawford Arms definitely felt like the place you'd have like somewhat go off like a rock type thing. Like the Lab is like the best place to go for anything punk.
If you want a sweaty little tiny gig,
but that's like the joy of it. And then like
yeah.
the Garibaldi basement as well is like
And the
same
Garibaldi
thing.
bar as well is pretty good.
Yeah, true, exactly. I tend to feel it's a bit more mellow at the top
Yeah.
side, but
Yeah.
But
downstairs
it's
where
still
the shit
really
goes
nice
down.
up there.
we
Oh yeah,
play-
it's super good. For
Yeah, we
gigs
played
as
back
well.
at the Garibaldi. Well, the last full band we did as a gig as it like
Yeah.
weren't it, for Are You Indie?
That was a great gig.
That was really good. That was like the kind of gig where obviously we had to invite our friends because we don't want to play to no one.
Yeah, it was the first gig we did in ages.
It
where-
was, yeah, first proper Northampton show.
First Northampton gig we did in ages, and between you and I, Liam, it was the first gig in ages where it felt like we had people. It really felt like people came to see us.
Yeah.
And it felt really special because of that.
Yeah, because obviously before we came out, like there was no one in the room. So there was obviously like people dossing and all that. But obviously, when we got on stage, people started piling in.
It was
like-
rammed.
It was quite.
You couldn't like.
It was so
It
good.
was,
It was a
and-
good feeling.
And what was nice as well, obviously it was nice. It was really nice. Like obviously family and friends came there. What I also really nice was that we sort of draw the attention of people from like the pool area and obviously the smoking area and brought them in.
Yeah.
That's sort of obviously we grabbed like the.
Yeah, we
people
had
who
some
don't know
complete
attention.
strangers watching us, and that
Yeah.
felt great too. You know.
Yeah, and it went really well.
I think the Gary's really good for that because people obviously go for it for like the pub part, but like
And the
when
food
like
as well.
oh yeah,
The food. Oh,
Banging burrito.
I love the food there.
it's so good.
Top notch.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Proper
The best experience I've ever had at the Garibaldi, other than playing that gig, was when we went to go see King Purple and Death Trap was supporting. I ordered my burrito and it arrived just as Death Trap started playing, so I got to sit at the bar with my burrito watching Death Trap. It was a great,
Amazing.
jolly old time.
He was going.
I was like,
Trying to get the mayo out.
trying to get the mayonnaise out. I was watching Death Trap, one of my
Yeah.
favourite local bands. Like, yes, I'm in,
it's like-
boys.
It was like, 'cause I think me, it's all like, there was me, Tommy, and I think Sam and our drummer were at the front, obviously having a good old jump around with our mates as well to Death Trap.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Ollie? And he just looked
He
round.
turned around, and I was just scoffing down the burrito.
And it's just seeing your face felt like.
And I was giving the thumbs up. Like, yeah, I'm still good. Yeah.
And we're like, come over here, and you're
I
like,
was like, no. I need to let it go
Yeah,
down.
let it go
I need to
down.
let it go down. Yeah.
I think you stayed there for the rest of the night, didn't you?
I let it go down, and then I came up for King Purple, and King Purple were great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. I've seen their names on stuff, but I've never.
They're
had the opportunity
proper
yet.
kind of psychedelic rock, bit of experimental, a bit Radioheady, a bit little bit shoegaze,
Yeah.
more like psych rock, kind of Radioheady, kind of
Very authentic.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I gotta get on it. I need to. There's so many like through lockdown because like I've just become more aware of like the other bands. Like when I was doing like the musicians thing, it was like, oh, I'm getting like all the people I know in, and then it was like we're going to gigs to find more, and you just realise that like, oh, we've literally just like scratched the surface with the people like
Yeah.
that I know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like so
You'd be
many more. It's
surprised how much
unreal.
there is in the area, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just crazy. It's just like every gig, it's like, oh, our friends are doing this gig, and then there's 4 other bands that are on with them that I've never heard of yet, and they're all fucking sick as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was I saying about the Gary earlier? Before we got onto the
Like,
food.
people just like the Garibaldi for the
Yeah.
bar and the food, but
yeah,
also
but they like when there's events go down, people go like we'll just go there still for it.
Yeah.
It has this. It doesn't have that thing that happens at some place. I feel like where people go and they're like, oh, this thing's on, because they just go to the pub and don't really pay attention. It's like
Yeah.
everyone at the Gary's like super into the
yeah, and they know
what
the
they've
event's on. It's not like they
cultivated.
just turn up and the band's playing, they just leave. Even if they don't know, they'll probably stay and watch it.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
It's a good vibe there.
The Gary's good at, like, obviously they're down for like everything and they'll let you do stuff and they seem super safe, but they seem to have this ability to balance that with keeping a consistent good quality.
Yeah.
But it's never like, oh, someone comes on and it's like, oh, that was fucking awful. Like I don't think I've ever had a time where I've been like, oh, I'll give this a chance, and been like, I shouldn't have wasted our time. Like, sorry guys, we should have just went somewhere else. Like it's just consistently good. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's never really a bad time. Just not just Garibaldi, but like Black Prince, Lab. Like I mean, there's never really like. There's never a bad vibe. It's just everyone's just because of the whole Northampton scene. Everyone knows everyone, and like you know, oh that's so and so from that band, and oh shit, it's him from so and so. It's like everyone knows each other, and then just the whole support word. Everyone is just there to sort of give everyone that boost, and just like going to gigs.
It's a good supportive atmosphere.
Because I mean, it's just there's no point just being stuck at home. You like music and just being stuck at home. Get out there, explore.
Yeah,
that's Tommy Mayo running for mayor. That's his speech.
Vote Mayo, get Don Mayo.
How man?
Mayo for mayor, boys.
If you vote Mayo, you get a free Tele Mayo.
You get guest lists everywhere.
everywhere.
Sponsored by no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. That support thing kind of goes further than just like music. It seems to go across like everything creative.
Businesses,
it doesn't matter what
art,
anyone's doing. People,
photography, all that stuff.
It just seems everyone's signed of supporting everyone. And then, I mean, people are like this. People are getting their stickers from somewhere. I don't know where they're getting them, but it seems like everyone's got stickers, and I see stickers for fucking everyone everywhere, including your ones.
Yeah.
Which it feels like I saw your one at like the Head Charge Club party in the bathroom, and I was like, have these stickers even been out that long? But it felt like they didn't. It was like, I don't know. There's something about that design where it just feels like a bit timeless. So I'm like, it could have been there for like 10 years in a weird way.
Yeah, because when we were like doing the logo, I think we were quite. I think the idea was like. I think it was the Stooges, was it?
Yeah, it was kind of inspired by the Stooges logo a little bit.
Because it was like we wanted something quite simple.
Because me and Liam and Tommy, were really into that proto-punk stuff. Stooges, MC5, Sonics, all that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the logo has kind of unofficially changed because there's a different one on the T-shirt.
There is a different way. There's like an outline just around it.
Because that one is in like Impact's font, I think.
Right.
Whereas this one's, I don't know what the font's called, but it's quite fancy.
Yeah.
That looks like you could have like that one. There looks like you could have it in chrome on like the side of your car.
Yeah.
Like as a little like badge.
That's a good shout, actually. We should think about that.
Just like on the
Cadillac.
side bit
Get
in front of
Cadillac
the
to
door.
sponsor us. Actually, that might be the
they do
Cadillac font.
I don't know.
It might be.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Cadillac now.
It's
Fucking
a
sponsor,
nondescript
we're suing.
car brand font. Yeah.
Honestly, but yeah, you've got probably the best logo going.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to
That's
say
really-
like,
that's
it's my
really
favourite
sweet.
one.
Oh, stop it, you.
And then, I'm just like,
No one's ever really commented on our logo, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's my degree. We have to do some design stuff. So when I see like good stuff, I'm like, oh, cool.
You have the eye for it.
Yeah, and and then like sometimes you see I like skate and stuff, and it seems like every other week when I used to go skating, like there'd be some kid who starts their own brand and they'd make stickers, and it would be like the worst logo you've seen in your life. It just looks awful, and it's printed out. You know those like stickers they give you in school to put your name on?
Yeah.
Printed out on them and
Yeah.
stuff. You'd be like, oh, come on. But yeah, it's like that's probably why you're so on it. You've got good branding. I think that's what it is. You guys could just stop releasing stuff, and I guarantee you'd still blow up.
She used to call like a retail store.
Yeah. Charge people money to just listen to our music, like per play. Have like one of those like vinyl things they used to have in the old days. We go in and listen to it, but it's
Like
just
a
our
jukebox.
music. Yeah.
Like in the 60s.
Just a
you
one
go into,
record
like, the
jukebox.
booth.
Yeah, just like
Just a
like the
jukebox
sound
of all our
booth.
songs. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's two then.
Yeah.
One on each side.
Perfect.
Two recorded songs, yeah. That's how you make your money. Put it in
Yeah.
the Grosvenor Centre and watch it go.
Exactly. Well, no, we've done like a bit more merch recently, haven't we? Obviously, you're
have.
repping one of our new shirts.
I definitely
Oh
am.
shit! Yeah.
Which was
Yeah.
Which was
I'm
kind
not
of.
gonna lie. I've only just noticed that.
That's alright. Yeah.
yeah, I thought I'd look the part.
Yeah, it looks really
Yeah.
cool. That was done by my mate Martin Lebecky.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Really good artist.
he's mainly like a comic book artist,
Oh,
and he does
sick,
like that
yeah.
sort of like post-apocalyptic cyberpunk stuff. He says, And obviously we're like, oh, we need some new merch, and we need new merch to keep people interested. And he's like, we sent him a message saying we want something in relation to like our single cover. He came up with quite a few ideas, and then we saw the one he did there.
He had loads of drafts, and they were all like really good, but the one
that stood out,
kind of
the one that stood out the most was definitely that.
Which we are still taking pre-orders for a second batch. So if you want a second one, please do message us on Facebook.
You can ring us on 555.
You know, we can have like other stuff like
We've even got tea towels.
Yeah, we can like
tea towels is actually a shout. That design wouldn't be too bad in the tea
we can have
towel,
like condoms and
that's a condoms. Yeah, that's a great idea.
You definitely do it. That's like a Devo level of making merch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you seen their new they've done, so you know they have like the hats?
Yeah.
They've done like face visor versions of the hats now.
I love that.
Like,
That's
they
so
just
good.
never, I don't think they've put any music out in years, but they're like trying
it's
to make more
That's
money.
branding. That's marketing, man.
It is. You can't put them
It's
down.
It's like the
I
Rolling
guess.
Stones. Yeah.
It's the way to go. It's, that's the other thing. Everyone's talking of t-shirts. I don't know about you guys, but my wardrobe has doubled in size from how many t-shirts people have been making through this lockdown.
Yeah,
I've so many sick ones.
I think I've brought a few like local t-shirts. I know, Tommy, you got your tourist t-shirt now, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's a tourist t-shirt. I missed that one.
It's on Bandcamp,
Sorry, Al.
Joe. Get with the times.
Wait, the t-shirts on Bandcamp.
You can't just wait for it to come out on Argos.
So, I haven't got one either yet, but I'm considering on getting one.
I'm so out the loop. Tourist's been another fucking active as fuck.
Oh, they've been doing.
Yeah, they're just
like
releasing
3 videos.
loads of stuff.
Their music, their latest one, their video for Make Me Mine, that is like proper cool.
Yeah, they've set the bar high.
That's a
for
proper
you
like
guys to release
MTV
your
grade
one.
music video. Make you mine.
We've got to top it. I don't know if we will.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Your one's at the Gary, so it has instant like.
Yeah.
Instant
Instant firepower
recognizability.
just out the
Slow
gate.
tie used the Garibaldi, so
Exactly.
people recognise
Yeah.
it from that.
And so
Yeah.
did Temples as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Some
And that
of
we,
you.
because I think they were obviously for both like Slow Tie and Temples, they were putting like ads out saying, "Oh, who wants to be in the music video?" Obviously, we considered doing the Slow Tie one, and we sort of left it. Then obviously, I actually considered on being part of the Temples video. And obviously, I asked you, and you're like, "Nah." I was like, I don't want to do it on my own.
My only regret is not going to the Slow Tie Garibaldi show. That's my only regret.
Yeah,
My regret is everything slow tie. I missed every single thing. I missed the Skepta tank shoot.
Yeah, that was
like-
the thing.
We know a few people
They were
who
like
went to that.
advertising for that. I know someone who was in it, but obviously for like the Garibaldi gig he did for the album, obviously
showed up
you
for
could
that,
either
didn't
try and get there early enough to try and get in, or like I think it was like sign up to something to try and get.
I think
in.
that's by the
And
album.
I actually got an actual message saying, "Oh, you've got guest list, but it's not a slow tie." And I was thinking, "Oh no!" I just saw the specials the night before.
We
in
got to see him.
Brixton.
We got to see him at Northampton.
Yeah,
right
we
next to
saw it, and we saw
That
it.
was amazing.
I missed that
obviously,
one as well.
Mike Skinner
everything.
supporting. That was like, it was like a wild gig. That was like New Year's Eve.
I love that.
That was a really good gig.
It was
yeah.
close to New Year's Eve.
Mike Skinner was supporting.
Yeah,
Mike Skinner was
some-
actually the first act on, and
Oh, shit.
yeah. I mean, no disrespect to all the other support acts, but I think he set the bar too high until Slow Tie came on and saved it. But yeah,
because he did like some DJing stuff.
Yeah, and
for like the last 2 tracks,
he
did,
pulled
like,
out. He pulled
like,
out "Fit But You Know It."
and obviously then he did like his latest single.
He
I
pulled
thought-
out "Fit But You Know It," and people just went
Oh
mental.
my god, he's actually like weirdly pays attention to our scene in like a weird way. Because I noticed the other day it was like Mike Skinner's picks or whatever on the radio, and For Fuck's Sake Why Though was featured on it.
Okay.
But I don't know whether she was reposting that from ages ago or recently, because she posts things about 6 times before she decides.
He
people are
collaborated
singing.
with idols as well, didn't he, Mike Skinner?
He did. He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
His whole new mixtape thing, the Streets one, was all collaborations, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
it was. I think
yeah.
Slow Tie was on there. Obviously, his idol. I think Little Sims was on there. I think.
I need to listen to
There
the
was a
whole
few.
thing. Yeah.
I still haven't listened to
Oh,
it.
um,
I
I've
bought
only
it
listened to the
and I haven't
Idols
listened
one,
to it.
which I liked.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
Tame Impala was on there as well.
Yeah,
along
that
with
was
some other artists as
I
well.
listened to that one. But yeah, I bought it and it came as a bundle, so I got a vinyl, a CD, and a cassette.
Nice.
But I didn't realise, but the version I bought, the vinyl was signed, so it's like signed then sealed. And my brother's like, "Do not open it." So I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't have a CD player or a cassette, so I just can't listen to it." I'm just like,
Well,
I guess I'll just wait for the value to go up.
Do you have a computer with a disk drive? Just pop it in there. Or an Xbox. Just pop it in, literally pop it in there.
someone here.
Well, Ollie, I clearly didn't think about that. You remember at the start where you said we've all been going slowly insane? And
Yeah,
this
that's
and
true, yeah.
This is what I mean.
Have
It's
you got
these,
one?
We've all
key
forgot what
things.
disc trays are.
Have you got like a DVD player?
Why are you so focused on,
I don't- okay.
on like Joe's DVD
We're trying to sort out his problem.
That TV back there does have a DVD player, but we haven't used it in ages. And my
There you
dad
go,
was
good
like,
point.
My God, it's massive.
yeah, it's a big one.
And it's
Where?
But
Wait, the Xbox 360 plays CDs, I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh, does
my,
it?
my PlayStation 3 did. And
Oh.
DVDs.
Mhm.
The Xbox One has an app for playing CDs, rather than
Oh,
just
does
letting
that
you
work?
play the CDs directly, which is amazing.
Pay
No, you don't have to pay for it, you just have to
I would-
download it.
Hey,
I would-
you should do that. You should have a CD that has some sort of like lock on it, so when you put it in, they have to pay like 50p each time for it to play for their computer.
I think we would
And call it
become the
digital
most. I think we would
jukebox.
become the most hated band in the world. We would
Probably.
I think
we would set a dangerous precedent doing that.
I think you could do it in like some sort of ironic way. Where
That's-
it'll become
that's-
cool and people
that-
will go with it.
That would be the electronic arts way of releasing music.
We'll be known for one reason. Well, at least we'll be known for like, well, nothing good if we did that. But we'll at least be known for something good. Do you remember that band from like 20?
Made you pay for the
Yeah,
whole
what about
fucking
it?
album
Oh,
after
what
paying
are they
full
called?
price.
Comms, yeah. Oh, I'd buy a fucking CD.
You buy half the album for full price, and
I
you got to
got-
buy the other songs separately as DLC. What the fuck?
And then you have to listen per pay, and they did that during a pandemic.
Yeah, I had to like buy the software to listen to it. And it's called Commsware.
Commsware.
And then I found out it was spying on me as well.
It was taking my personal data.
It was looking at my
And they were selling that.
I wondered why my recent bank transaction went low.
It was looking at my internet search history, selling pictures of my feet.
That's the business model. You
Yeah.
guys could you don't.
We
need
should
a
set
few
up an
fans
OnlyFans
and you
page, but it's just our music videos, but it's just us nude.
can- Yeah.
That's fucking scary.
No, that's a
An
good
OnlyFans
idea.
How
thing
is
is-
it a good idea? 'Cause
We're sexy young men. It'll work.
Fucking people would like look at us and be like, "Oh, this is the comms, isn't it?"
No, but we'll only post it on Pornhub. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but hang on, but that's the free, or was it? Do you have to pay for the premium?
That's a good question. What do you think, mate?
Joe, what do you think?
This is going a bit too.
I found
Two.
out though, right? Apparently, OnlyFans, like, you don't have to make. I thought it was like Patreon for porn.
You
Which
don't
it is, but
actually have
apparently
to
you
make it.
You don't. But no. But here's the other thing.
Well,
It doesn't.
no,
It
because
doesn't
you've
even
got
have
some
to be
photos on there
porn.
already.
Like, you can upload anything on there.
in my experience of using it, right, I like to post pictures of my guitars.
But yeah, it's just basically the concept is it's like an alternative to Patreon, so you can do all the Patreon stuff, but they're not going to kick you off if you're doing anything naughty. So it's
That's
not
a
like
shout.
so you could just set one
Well,
up.
yeah,
for just
I know
music.
some people have put like non-adult content on there and basically just use it as an alternative to Patreon, which is like
Yeah.
fair enough.
Or as a
you know?
second, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then
It's
again, I
fair
think
enough,
it's got
you
the
know.
attachment now, where if you had in your Instagram bio like the comms OnlyFans, I think people would be like, huh. What's all this
we would be
What's going on here?
we would be the first punk band to have an OnlyFans. It would really corner the market.
It might open
Yeah,
some more
true.
opportunities for us.
Yeah.
Possibly.
If that
Our-
ain't punk, and what is?
Our music
True.
video debut will be on OnlyFans. I mean, we could do a music video debut on Patreon. That
Forget
isn't even a bad
about-
idea.
Forget
you know?
about like premiere it on YouTube. Let's just stay on that.
Premiere it on
Yeah,
Patreon.
OnlyFans.
That
I bet
would-
people would do it. People are so like, through this quarantine, people have been so like down for stuff, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So you can just exploit that as you please
Yeah.
and do an OnlyFans premiere, and people will do it.
People
People
I think,
would be like, yeah,
actually, I think
I'll
people
go.
would rate that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
People
that
would be
on-
the
put
talk
it
of
on
the
your phone in
town.
your notes.
I'll put it in my notes.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for this. I've never
My
used
body-
OnlyFans
my
before,
body
but now
is
I
ready.
finally have an excuse.
There should be like a head charge version. Like
Yeah,
like
head
head charge
charge
have their own
OnlyFans.
profile. Have their own
Jesus.
profile.
Yeah, that would be sick.
This conversation's actually getting worse.
Well, head charge also have a skateboarding one, so they could have their like head charge. The
They have a
music.
skateboarding OnlyFans?
Not
No,
yet,
they have-
but they're
They
gonna.
have like a skateboarding page on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because
do,
they
yeah.
were doing a thing where they're like, basically people they'd like messaged a bunch of skateboarders that were like part of the thing,
Yeah.
and then they were like, send us like clips and stuff, and then we'll put it to like the Head Charge Club music and make it like a
like a
second
like a
thing.
compilation video like this one.
Yeah,
That's cool.
kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they did though, because it was like during lockdown they were
Yeah.
talking about it. But then they were also saying they wanted to do at some point like skate jams and stuff at
Yeah.
Radlands, because Radlands like is prime location, but hasn't had any events for like years,
Yeah.
except for like.
I don't know where that is. Is it in Northampton? I'm being serious. Where is it in Northampton?
No, right, it's next to the uni. Like so.
Oh, is that
Oh,
the skate park?
yeah,
Yeah, I know
it's
where
so
it
the
is.
new campus.
It's literally
and
across the road from our
water
new
side, it's
campus,
In the
yeah.
middle, in
Oh,
Lady Meadow.
it's near that boat, ain't it?
Yeah.
Near that boat.
Near that boat.
There's actually quite a lot of boats near Waterside. There's just a whole. There's loads of canoes and stuff. It's
Well,
great.
It's like a
I haven't
it's
seen
a race-
Rosie. I haven't
it's
seen
a
Rosie.
park. It's a river, ain't it? So
I haven't seen Rosie and Jim yet, so my £9 a year has kind of felt a bit flaky.
Rosie and Jim.
Have you ever watched Rosie and Jim as a kid? So those
No.
two puppets.
What?
You never watched
don't
Rosie
know
and Jim?
Rosie and Jim?
No.
Oh my
God, now
god.
I
Oh,
feel
I'm
that's
gonna get a
a
photo.
You've-
Right,
you've
that's
watched
it.
Rosie
End it now.
I
No.
love
Right,
DVD,
DVD, we'll put it in.
when I was
No, hang on. No, because DVDs weren't around when Rosie and Jim were around.
When
so
I was
it'd
a-
be
when-
bloody video.
When I was a
wouldn't
wee young boy, I used to watch that on my video VHS player all the time at my grandma's house. It was just I used to watch that with Thomas the Tank Engine,
it? Yeah.
Fireman Sam,
Yeah.
Postman Pat.
But Bob
They
Bob-
were the gang. Honestly, show him.
This is who Rosie and Jim was. And as soon as I show you it, say the first thing that comes to your head.
Nightmare fuel. I've literally never seen that in my life, and thank God, because I'd be.
Because he's now traumatised
Terrified.
and now we can't sleep.
Yeah. How have I?
Yeah.
Normally, when people bring stuff up on the show, I'm like, "Oh, it's because I'm like younger than you," but we're the same age.
We're the same age,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know how I missed
You
this.
haven't lived.
It's,
Yeah, clearly.
It says it's got a 6.4 out of 10 rating on IMDb.
That deserves
Ah.
a solid 10.
And it was. They had non.
Actually,
I like the
come-
fact
come-
that someone
come-
went out their way to rate a
Yeah.
child show.
Come
They were
to
like,
think
"Oh
of it,
yeah."
The other thing I used to watch was Wallace and Gromit. Like, what rating
Oh, I
has Wallace and
remember
Gromit got on IMDb?
See, but the thing is Wallace and Gromit was like good, so it's like a thing you remember. You go, "Oh, that was good. I'll say it's
Wallace
good."
and Gromit
But
wasn't-
this has a mediocre rate, not a terrible rating.
Wallace and Gromit
It's
wasn't
just
just good, it was
average.
incredible.
Yeah.
To put in the wrong trousers, that's like the one that everyone remembers. Oh,
The
just yeah, it's
classic.
on IMDb.
Wasn't there only like 4 Wallace and Gromit movies?
There was Wallace and Gromit. I think that was the no.
There
There
was
was
Close
Wallace and
Shave.
Gromit.
The one where they went to the moon,
There's Wallace and Gromit's Grand Day Out, Wrong
That's-
Trousers,
yeah.
Close Shave.
So-
and then the
Grand Day
Were
Out.
Rabbit one.
The
They
one-
came out like ages afterwards.
Yeah.
There
I
was
think
then-
there was another one that was shorter, but I
There
can't
was,
remember.
Something close, wasn't it?
There was a Grand Day Out in 1989.
There's one about the
Long
sheep.
Trousers, a Close Shave. What? Cracking on.
Oh, those were shorts. I remember those.
And there's the film like
Oh,
Wallace
A Matter
and
of
Gromit and the
Life
Were.
and Death as well.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, but oh yeah, that was it. IMBD, weren't it? Yeah.
The greatest film series of all time. MCU, get the fuck out the door. It's Wallace and Gromit.
A real cinematic universe
Yeah.
Wait.
for.
Are we just going for the first one, Grand Day Out? Let's see what that's.
Aardman need to do a crossover between Chicken Run and Wallace and Gromit. That would be the best crossover since Infinity
Could you
War.
imagine?
But
That would
that
have
is
so
a
much
Hardman,
hype
though,
behind
isn't
it.
Chicken Run? That is
Yeah.
a Hardman.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So they could do it. They have the
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes. The rating it's got on for the first film, The Grand Day Out, is
Oh,
a
classic.
7.8 out of 10.
That's not as high as I thought it would be.
7.8.
But then again, isn't it? Well, here's the thing: Wallace and Gromit is British, and Google is not.
Yeah.
So there's some Americans
Yeah,
on
there's-
there
there's
who
an
saw that and
American-
just
there's
went,
an
"What the
American
fuck is
bias."
this shit?"
There's an American bias to a lot of those kind of rating boards.
Well, it was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. Whether it won it, I don't know.
When did it come out?
1989.
Jeez.
That'll win you a tenner at a pub quiz.
It's a year before Die Hard.
Damn.
Wait, no.
Oh no.
Actually, no.
No, the
2
fir-
years
no.
after Die Hard.
Yeah,
Die
the
Hard's
first-
87.
That's right.
A
Yeah.
year before Total Recall, though, which still blows my mind. But
Oh yeah.
I
That's
thought
crazy.
Total Recall came out before Die Hard.
That is such a banging.
1989 is also the year Doctor Who ended
Until
and Red Dwarf started.
Oh,
Oh no, was that a year before? I can't remember.
just
It was
naming
around-
these, like,
I'm just
years and things.
name dropping that time period because I've been watching so much Red Dwarf. That's literally all I've watched. I love that show so much.
See, we're quite me and you. We're quite big Doctor Who fans, aren't we?
Yeah,
I'm a really big.
I think you've watched more of the newer stuff than I have. I need to catch up.
Yeah, because I've got like some of the DVDs that are like based in like 1963 and like proper old school Doctor Who.
I really want to watch the old school Doctor Who, and I
It
would
is
say could
good.
have borrowed,
I
but
think-
as we've established, I don't have a DVD player. So.
I think there's actually a dedicated Doctor Who streaming service.
Whoa. Oh, is that like BritBox or something?
That's
I think that's it. It has
It's
every
got-
single classic Doctor Who episode on it.
Yes. So you got.
I don't know about the Doctor Who movie, but you know you can get on. You can get it on DVD for like, you can get it on DVD for £2.
But
So.
no, it's like
Write it down.
Yeah.
we're not too keen on the newer stuff, are we? Really?
I haven't really watched any of
How are you talking like?
Jodie. Well.
Because I didn't know whether you meant like Eccleston, like just the
No,
new.
Well, here's the thing. I
fucking
stopped.
love Eccleston's
I remember watching it as it came out, and I stopped watching after the first few Matt Smith episodes. Not because I dislike Matt Smith; he's really bloody good. It's just I just lost interest in
And
it.
he's Northampton as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he went to NSB. And we
Yeah.
didn't fucking forget about that, did we?
Oh God.
I think.
Yeah.
I think what the.
Well, Joe, you remember on the
Do you remember
on the video they played on the TV
coming in?
every single day.
But it was
at
like
NSB.
it played until we left 7 years later.
I'm
but
pretty
it was
sure
like
it's
the year
still now.
before.
I'm pretty sure it's still playing.
Yeah, but it happened the year before we started.
Yeah, which is
They
even
never
funnier.
changed the news stories on those things
It's
either, ever.
even funnier. Yeah.
But with like with the newer stuff, it's not regards to like the actors that bad. It's like me and you always say always like how poor the writing is.
Well,
Do you know what my issue was with
Listen.
Jodie Foster's
I haven't actually watched it, so I can't really give a proper opinion on
Yeah.
it. But I've seen videos about it, and it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as it used to. Although Jodie Whittaker is a good choice for a female Doctor, I will
Definitely,
say. She's
yeah.
a very good
I
actor.
think they've sort of wasted on the writer though.
Yeah, that's
I think
probably
she's,
the problem.
she's good and she has potential. And like you say, it's the writing. I've done some thinking about this, and I think I've figured it out. All the other Doctor Who seasons, right? You know, it's Doctor Who. You travel in time and space. Can you name a Jodie Foster episode that wasn't just in London or in some generic city where the time and space didn't actually matter? It was just modern day somewhere. That's
I
actually
guess
a good point.
that's a point.
we
yeah.
never went anywhere. It was never like, oh, we're looking at the year 5 million or
Yeah.
going into the past. It was just always just modern day, but there's big spiders or something.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah,
like,
that
oh.
was the thing.
I kind of got interested when they mentioned the thing about like the lost child, and I was like, that could be interesting. But then I realised it hadn't been released, and then I forgot about it. So
The one,
So I haven't been back to it yet.
the thing that definitely piqued my interest is the fact that Christopher Eccleston's coming back in audiobook form, but he's coming back.
which is very good
But-
after 15 years.
Like, yeah, he's back. And
See-
when I saw the teaser and like the old theme music and the intro, I was like, oh, I got goosebumps. I was just like, oh yes, my boy Chris is back. Come on, fantastic.
Anyway, enough of Doctor Who.
We're just getting started on the Doctor Who segment.
This is actually a Doctor Who fucking podcast.
Yes, this is the return of Doctor
Fuck the
Who
comms.
Confidential.
Yeah. What we've established is the comms are the biggest nerds on the planet.
We're
getting
fucking
hyped over.
geeks.
Well, I'm not. Well, you two compared to me, I'm just a bin bag.
That's the weirdest allegory ever. Like, I don't know. That's weird. I've never heard anyone
Bin
describe
bag.
themselves as a bin. Maybe other people as a bin bag, but not themselves.
What does that even mean? You just
I'm just trash.
I love that. That's great.
But no, right. I think you would definitely agree with Sonny. Would between like late 70s to like 89, like Doctor Who, like Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy is when it started going downhill a bit.
I'm actually one of the few people that liked Colin Baker.
See, I
liked Colin Baker.
liked Colin Baker, but I think in regards to
I actually liked his really aggressively sassy attitude.
Yes.
He was just really standoffish with everyone.
And
I
I-
just
then-
fucking hated everyone. I loved it.
And then-
That's just me.
yeah. And then obviously Sylvester McCoy came as the 7th Doctor, but obviously I thought he was a bit too aggressive. If I don't know if that like a bit too.
No, but you know who didn't get the chance though? Paul McGann.
Yes.
Paul McGann.
Paul
was
McGann.
cheated. Paul McGann, even though the Doctor Who movie maybe wasn't the best, but oh my god, Paul McGann was so good.
He did do the
And the
mini
night of the Doctor mini
Yes,
episode was
the mini
also
episode,
amazing.
where he
was
regenerates
so good
he
into
rege-
John Hurt.
Yes,
He
that
was
was
so good
great.
in that. And He needs his own series.
Well, he's doing the audiobooks.
He's doing the audiobooks. He needs his own actual television
even if it's a
series.
mini series.
Even if it's just
on
one
YouTube.
season, I would be all over that shit. I'll just watch it. It'd be so good.
He was wasted on that.
Wasted potential.
Exactly.
We've gotten seriously sidetracked. He's talking about Doctor Who,
That's all
man.
good. This is all these eyes.
This
just
is great.
Hangs. I mean, I was telling you about the me and Felix sidetrack earlier.
Yeah,
Talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
UFOs.
Yeah, where it just. I can't remember what we were talking about before, and then Felix says something like, "Oh, we're going to talk about UFOs again," and it just. We were just like, "Yep, let's go." We
Well,
just
if
did
you
a deep
think
dive on
about
that.
it, there's UFOs in Doctor Who, so...
Well,
There are- there's
we go,
like-
it's
well,
not, we're still
The
on
TARDIS is a UFO.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Time and relative.
Guys, did
dimension
you know
love
what's bigger on the
space.
inside? Took me a couple seasons in before I figured that out, but yeah.
Even though they like every star of every season go, oh, it's bigger on the inside, and they go,
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it?
I love all the themes because they've all like, because obviously they stick with the original theme.
The Delia Derbyshire theme.
Because
Yeah.
like they stick to it until what it was in the 80s when obviously a lot of like instruments were changing, so there's a lot more synth and
yeah, especially for the 80s, because 80s is quite a synthy kind of period of time
Yeah.
in general. The it's very synthy.
That's Liam's impeccable impression of a theremin right there.
Hire me now. I can do impressions and I can do theme songs.
Mm.
I could do an impression of someone, I guess.
Do we want you to do an impression of this person?
I don't know, if you could shoot a name at me and I can try and do it.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
I was actually
Wait, I thought you were saying like, "Oh, I have an impression." I thought
No,
you were
I
like,
was saying,
you'll know. I thought it was
if
like
someone
something you
said,
do
oh,
on the regular.
impersonate so and so, I'll try and impersonate them.
Oh, God.
Sometimes I impersonate Kermit the Frog in rehearsals because I think I'm
I
hilarious.
don't know what I'm doing there.
Miss Piggy, Miss Piggy. Let's see if you stop. If you stop with that lip, you're gonna be a slice of bacon later.
When did you see Miss Piggy? I'm gonna slap you.
I was actually, funny enough, today I was actually learning my Jar Jar Binks earlier.
Oh Christ!
In preparation for this, of course.
In preparation for this,
knowing it would come up.
Oh, listen, The Phantom Menace was actually a good movie. The Phantom Menace was a good movie.
Oh no, the Congressman was in the shot.
Jesus Christ.
Miss Piggy's quite an easy one. Like,
That was fucking Marge.
That's Yoda. You did Yoda and Marge. You did Moda or Yarge.
my name's Miss Piggy and I'm a Jedi.
This has gone downhill really fast. This is going to hell.
We're not the comms anymore.
This is going to hell real fast.
This is what happens when you lock people in a room and they.
This is what COVID has done to people.
Nah.
Then we could do like Fuzzy Bella. Waka waka.
Oh,
I could do an Alan Carr impression.
go on.
Go on, then.
All right, everyone. So we're all being interviewed in this shed.
That's actually quite good.
And at the moment, we got a lovely Joe who's staring at me. Oh, he's got lovely brown eyes. Oh, marvellous.
Well, it was pretty good. It was like he was here. Which he could be, because he is from Northampton.
He's actually hiding in this fridge over
He's
here.
in the fridge.
God, there we go.
Alan,
He's not.
fuck off, sorry.
That's the impersonation section of the podcast.
Yeah.
So we've covered everything Northampton, because I'm going to say Doctor Who definitely counts. 'cause
Yeah,
Matt
it actually
Smith,
does. Yeah.
You know,
technically,
Alan
yeah.
Carr counts. So that's all our celebrity firepower kind of expended. Are there any of us? I feel like they've
got
got
Alan
Brian.
Moore.
Brian Drummond from the KLF is from Corby.
Yeah, but
Alan
that
Moore.
counts.
Alan
Writer
Moore,
of Watchmen and an occasional Batman comic.
Bauhaus.
Bauhaus,
Yeah,
yes.
Pete Murphy and David J. Yeah. Who else is there? I guess Jazz Butcher were quite popular as well.
Yeah.
They were reasonably popular.
Well, for people I know, the Enid.
I don't know if I've heard of them, but I feel like I might have heard of them, but have not.
But I mean, they're like a very sort of prog rock sort of band with like a lot of like orchestral sort of movement behind it as well.
Okay,
Banging band.
cool.
I don't know why this made me think of this, but apparently, well, not apparently, I know this for a fact, my mum pointed this out to me, that our dean, Reverend, whatever his name is,
What, of the university?
Yeah.
Of the arts?
He
of Northampton University,
was in a Punk bands.
No.
Oh no,
No,
that's
that was the vice chancellor was in a punk band,
Oh,
which
really?
I went and found online.
Really?
Yeah, I'll
I
dig
found
it
out
for you.
through
But-
like a documentary on like Sky.
But the Reverend guy who's our chancellor was in some like 80s like synth pop band,
Bit like,
Alright.
which makes me think like when I listen to
Like
it, it
Depeche
sounds
Mode or like...
yeah, he was in
it's
Depeche
a bit like
Mode.
Ricky Gervais.
Is it
wasn't
not David
Oh,
Gahan?
I can't remember what.
Is that where
it's
he
not
went off?
Hope, isn't it? His name.
I don't know.
But
Come on, Ollie, you go to
But yeah.
university.
but
I don't
when
know the guy's name.
No, I've never seen him. I've seen him more on TV than I've seen him in person. I saw him on the bloody,
I've had. I don't know if it's the same Dean, but he has come in and spoken to us.
I mean, it's not Dean, is it? Chancellor.
Chance. Okay, it might be a different
Head
way.
of
to
it.
put
Is
it.
it Chancellor Palpatine from Star Wars?
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I saw him in a show about that program. Are You Being Served? And he was listed as like viewer and fan, and I was like.
Okay.
Like, it was one of these, like, clearly they've just thrown it together during quarantine. He's like, I kind of like the show, and they're like, perfect.
Get him on.
Come
Get
on,
on the
talk
show.
about it.
Get here.
Get
now.
on, mate.
But yeah, and then my mum pointed out that he was in this, like, 80s band. And because he's a reverend, did you guys watch This Country?
Yeah.
Where they
A
find
little
out the vicar was in some, like,
Yeah.
top band. It was like that, and
Yeah.
I was like, did they just base that character off of our, like, chancellor?
Imagine,
like, it could have been, like,
Imagine.
planned.
That'd be
I was
mad.
like, oh my god.
Why did your mum go see him live or something?
Oh god, I don't even know. She did say her friend during secondary school or like college or something was a big fan, because apparently they were like a big sort of it's gonna sound anti-PC, but it's the way it was at the time. It was the
Yeah.
80s people, but they were like the gay band as such. Not that
Okay.
they were gay, but they were like who the gay kids listened to apparently.
So it's like the Dead or Alive of Northampton.
Yeah.
All the village people of Northampton.
Yeah, basically. But
I love that.
Is that one of your quotes now, is it? Like when you're...
The Dead or Alive of Northampton.
There's that, balls to the walls.
Yeah.
and then your Kermit the Frog impression.
Yeah.
But when you did that, I actually remember you doing it at the rehearsal. Like, shot.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, because
I remember.
1, 2, 3 to 1. Say Kermit.
oh, actually, it's not very easy being green.
Oh, no.
This is going to sound like we had so many people in the room. Your guys' impressions are that good that I think people will believe that. Kermit,
People will believe that
Yoda,
Jim Henson
and-
came back from the dead just to come and talk to us as
come
Kermit.
come on our
Could
come
do
on
like-
comms podcast.
Like Rain Man impressions.
No,
Like
we're
the
not.
film-
No,
the
we're not
film.
going to do that.
We're not.
no,
We're not. Doing
Yeah.
that.
no, we're not doing that.
We've watched a thing about that, haven't we, Ollie?
Yeah.
Rain Man.
What do you mean watched a thing
We
about
watched a
it?
podcast that covered the film Rain Man, but did it in a way that was really funny, but it's really offensive. It's so bad. I'll link it to you later. It's really
Sounds
funny.
amazing.
I'll
Well,
link it to you later.
Obviously, I never noticed. Like, it's when we watched it, like his name's Raymond, and I never got. I didn't even get it until he said Rain Man. So I felt like Tom Cruise at that point where he's like, just realised Rain Man's my brother. I think his brother only. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film.
I haven't seen it in so long. It's like one of those films that I have like vague recollections of some scenes.
Mm.
So I watched
Yeah.
it when I was young, so I need to go back and. You guys are just adding to my watch list at the moment of like
Yeah.
your session. Old
Have you
Top
watched
2.
Red Dwarf?
I hate to say it, but no.
Oh.
I've seen little bits.
I think he
Watch
hated it.
what? No, what? If,
Yeah, it's
right,
fucking awful.
If you haven't, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
It's
It's
on
on.
Netflix.
It's,
We don't have a DVD player.
it's on. It's on. Shut up, man. It's on Netflix, and like
Time to
I
check
would
it.
say start from series 1, but
That's
it's
how you normally start a series, ain't it?
well no because
Is
it's
it one where the series one's like.
the series 1
not as good?
because it was like on a shoestring budget. It's like the first
Right.
season's like kind of bad in a way, but it gets better but like season 6 is like where I first watched the show. Season 6 is like incredibly good. It's amazing like sci-fi comedy.
So I've started watching The Walking Dead from the start again now.
That show used to be so good.
I got up
I've
to
only
season 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think
I've-
I've
I
made
got
that
up to the
far.
middle of season 8. I was just like, I can't be arsed with this
Yeah,
anymore.
because I started.
Why
Well,
is it
watching
like
tonight's experience, but I started watching season 1 again. Obviously, it was quite a low budget TV show at the time,
Yeah.
and it's quite very.
I
grainy.
wouldn't say low budget. Well,
Yes.
it was budgeted properly.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it made it look good, and it had quite a grainy effect to it. But
It actually
When it-
felt like a horror TV show.
It did, and
Yeah.
then when it got to like a certain point, like from the sounds of you,
It got too over the top
It
and too
did,
silly,
it
less
got
about the
too-
zombies and more about the
Yes,
people, and the
and then,
people
like-
were all fucking boring.
yeah, and it's like
I think the bit where I stopped watching was where they went into that facility, and
which
then
one? There's quite a lot.
There's a lot of
There's
them.
a lot.
quite a
So
few.
apparently I got
Is
to
it-
the
is
first one.
Is it the one before I say it, just in case I don't spoil anything for any newcomers to Walking Dead? Is it the one where they go to like the safe haven?
I don't know. It was
They
the
go
one where they
follow-
got there, and then it turned out the guy's plan was basically to be like, "You can't leave. I'm going to blow us all up."
I remember that one. Yeah,
was that
it's-
like
it's-
season 1 or season
I think
2?
they're
the
like
end?
they're
Yes.
like, oh yeah,
That's
it's
in
like
season
there's
1.
signs all over saying
Yeah.
go to this place, and they go
Mm.
there. It's actually a trap, and they're like going to cannibalise them or something.
Yeah.
And then they
Some
somehow escape
bullshit.
because Andrew Lincoln is God.
Yeah, they just ran
That
away
man,
from that,
that
huge
man
bomb
is just
and
that
was
man is just
like, well,
invincible until
I don't know if it's going to be incorporated in the new thing because they have like.
there's a film coming out.
But there's a new TV series and it's meant to be like following where not necessarily where he goes, but where the group he's now been to be put in.
Hmm.
Where you know when he
Fear
you know
the
when
Walking Dead.
no, it's like I don't find it on my phone.
As he's looking for that, I'll say Walking Dead was great up
Until-
until about season 4.
Yeah.
Season 5 was okay.
No, season 5 was where it started to get a bit flaky. Season 6 was good. Season 7, the first episode blew my fucking mind. This the episode where Negan kills the characters
Yeah.
and like
It's-
just leaves like
yeah, season
Rick for dead. That episode just blew my fucking mind.
It
And
was-
then the rest of that season was dog shit. One of the worst series of television I've ever fucking watched in my
as
life.
soon
It
as
was
they like
boring.
started like incorporating like
But you go on.
like the
There's no one behind you,
Whisperers.
don't
Is it the
worry.
Whisperers? It's
It might be Alan behind you.
Started getting quite bored to be honest with it when I felt
But,
like
like-
the Whisperers were involved.
I feel like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and then Breaking Bad were part of this weird movement where all of a sudden everyone was like, TV's better than movies all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I mean, yeah, you can say
And
that.
it
There's a
was
lot
like-
of TV that is better than some.
But they seemed the ones that kicked that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
And then,
so.
I guess, but it seemed like there was more a gap because after that, people like started talking about like The Wire or The Sopranos again, like
Yeah.
going back to like the
Yeah,
older
yeah.
stuff. But it felt like this.
I
weird-
remember watching the third season of Twin Peaks as it came out,
I've been watching Twin Peaks recently. I'm like
the
near
original
end.
series.
Yeah, I'm near the end of the second one.
Oh my god, the new series. Oh my god, it is a lot to take in.
I can imagine.
It's a fucking weird experience.
I think I saw some clips and got really hyped, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch it. And then you start like everyone's like, it's mind bending stuff. You watch the original series of Twin Peaks, and you're a bit like, this is just a normal TV show.
Yeah,
at the start.
it's,
You're
yes,
like, hang
Twin
on.
Peaks
You have
started.
to, like,
It's
wait
weird. Yeah,
for
it's
it.
weird. It started off as a normal TV show, then the paranormal element of it was actually completely by accident. Because one of the I think it was like one of the set dressers like accidentally was in shot, and then David Lynch was like, let's incorporate him into the story, and then he became the villain. Literally, that's what happened.
Oh my god.
Seriously.
I get a pay rise?
Literally, he became the villain of the show. It was great. Season 3 is honestly, it's probably some of the most slow burning TV. It's very slow and very methodical, and it's really quiet.
That's just
But it'll
Lynch,
just
man.
fucking surprise you, and it pays off. It's a very slow burning series, but it'll pay off big time.
Well, it's super slow burning because it had that 25-year gap in the middle.
Oh yeah,
which
which was
like,
actually intentional.
yeah,
yeah.
because it's the original halfway through the first season. There's the dream sequence.
It's like I'll see
Which
you.
is when-
I'll see you in 25 years, and literally.
It's not. He says it's like your favorite type of bubble gum will come back in 25 years, and that's
No,
like
that
hints
your
towards it.
favourite type of bubblegum is going to come back in style. I think
Yeah.
towards the end of the show, one of the characters in the red room says, I'll see you in 25 years, and then like literally
Oh,
25
shit.
years later, season 3 premiered.
That's I like when I like either films or TV shows do that because it's quite because you,
It
like,
makes
you
it-
sort of forget about me. Go,
It blurs.
oh my god! And you go, I
It
forgot
blurs
they
the
said it in
line
film.
between reality and fiction.
Yeah, it does because you think, oh my god, they said in the last series they were seeing 25 years, and it's 25 years, and
It
David,
also saved them from that thing where where they bring something back and everyone goes, "Oh, they're doing that again."
yeah.
It's like David Lynch would be like, "No, we planned the whole thing."
David
And
Lynch is
people are, like on board.
David
again.
Lynch is a smart fucking dude.
Have you seen
Yeah.
like someone on YouTube at the moment is just making like a sort of archive, I guess, of like David Lynch clips of him just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just like she started this channel and it like.
Oh, yeah, one of them is
blew
just
up.
like, today is, what fucking day is it today? That's one of them, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. He's uploading YouTube videos at the moment where he does like weather readings. But obviously he's in America, so it'll be like 5 o'clock and I get a notification that's like David Lynch, the weather in LA for today. And I'm
He's
like,
doing weather
Yeah.
updates.
he is.
That's so
crazy.
David Lynch. I love it.
He does like 2 videos. So he does the weather update, which is like literally he like sits on his balcony and he just kind of looks at the sky. I don't think he actually
It's,
like, looks at the thing.
I love
And then
that,
he has
man.
this
Cloudy.
ball where he pulls out like a number and he's like, the number for today is number 8.
I love that,
It's
man.
like, okay.
I have Blue Velvet saved on Netflix. I need to watch
Oh,
it.
I haven't watched it. Phil, I need to get through Twin Peaks and then I'll
Get through
tackle,
Twin Peaks
I'll
and
tackle
then-
his filmography.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Get through Twin. The only Twin Peaks thing I haven't watched is Fire Walk with Me, which, funny enough, David Bowie is in.
Oh really?
He cameos in it. Yeah,
Wow.
he's one of the characters.
Mm.
Yeah,
Looking forward to that one then.
yeah.
But he kind of reminds. Have you ever heard of a director called Hodorowski?
No.
So
I
I'm
have.
I'm honestly not surprised because I had my buddy Azim on last week and he's a film student and my friend was talking like, oh, this is what my project's about, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be taken from this guy, and he was like, never heard of him. I'm like, okay. But, yeah, he's a complete nut job and his films are equally as insane. But
Yeah.
when he's like, I think he's still alive, but he's like 91 and he's still making films and stuff. But
Legend.
but there was one point where he like disappeared off face of earth forever, and then someone just apparently found out that he'd been doing on his local news show. He'd been doing a segment at the end where he just reads one positive news article that he finds, but he like hadn't announced it, so people had just been watching not knowing it was him.
So he's been doing that for years, and like everyone thought he'd like gone missing.
Not gone missing, but they were like, oh, he's not making films. To be fair, he's old. He's not
He
really
might
doing
have-
anything.
He's just
and
gone
then it
off-
just
off
like
the
oh,
radar.
yeah, and it was like, oh, he's doing this thing at the end of like a normal news show where he
That's
just like
amazing.
reads out a thing.
That's how I want to do in my
It's
old
like,
age.
whoa.
91 years
Yeah.
old.
But he's
The
just
comms reforming with Zimmer frames.
Yeah.
doing the comms weather report for Northampton. You could do that when you're
It's too hot.
92.
It's too fucking cold.
Too fucking hot.
Raining.
I'm sweating my tits off.
God, it does feel like that in Northampton, honestly. It's the-
Yeah, that heat wave. We had a couple of heat waves.
Isn't
They
there to be
were-
another one coming up?
I
I
don't know.
suppose- well,
but also
supposedly.
now
There
I'm
was
like,
meant
it's
to be,
October,
but
guys.
I haven't got a clue at this point.
God. It is weird. It blew my mind earlier when you were like, when I saw that rehearsal was September, because it was fucking
Last
freezing.
year. Was it freezing?
Yeah, because I stood out in the rain for ages because
It
I
was
got there
raining,
before
yeah.
you
He turned into a
guys.
fucking ice cube.
I remember it being
Oh,
fucking
yeah, I
cold.
do remember now. Yeah. Oh shit.
It was
Yeah,
horrible.
raining.
And then I
God.
think like this year it's been like just super nice.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's just to spite us because we can't really
Because
go
we can't go outside as
Instead
much.
it's just like, ah, fuck you guys. Have fun sitting at home while it's nice and sunny outside.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just... I'm so glad it's... I was going to say I'm so glad it's almost over, but I'm
It's
not,
not
I'm
over.
convinced.
Don't jinx
It's
it.
just still going, isn't it?
It's
just like,
returning more to normal. You know.
yeah,
The only
it's
thing
weird way.
is still obviously indoor live events are still kind of not really. I think I heard something about there was some guy in the higher ups of the government who was trying to make it work, but it's still looking like it's going to be a way
Yeah.
off. You know.
I think, the closest to like indoor events is like galleries are coming back. There's a sort of
Yeah, that makes sense because you can have like railings and stuff. That makes sense.
So I
Yeah.
think a few galleries open. The Garibaldi's been doing its gallery thing for.
Mm.
They've done 2 already, which
And,
is
How-
like.
and obviously the Black Prince have been doing more like
Outdoor gigs.
Yeah, they did
Outdoor
a-
gigs.
They did a
here.
vinyl fair, didn't they, as well?
Yeah, I
recently,
went
the
down
other
with
weekend.
it, yeah, I got
Yeah.
a few bits and bobs. Got a
God.
Baby Line single and yeah,
I got that
you
one.
know, yeah.
I ordered it. I was annoyed though because I ordered it from them, and then I found out if I ordered it from Spinner Disc, I wouldn't have had to pay the £1 shipping. So
That's-
that was a bit
yeah.
of a letdown.
That
but,
£1 really, really got on your nerves, didn't it,
I
Joe?
know. I'll let it go. But you know,
Hold a grudge, mate.
Yeah, hey,
I know.
ho.
I think Rolling Thunder are doing the vinyls out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
doing the Night Shop After Hours, which is like an
extended EP.
extended EP. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, because they're really good.
Very good.
They're
band.
awesome.
Where,
Banging.
Lovely
Are
people.
they
as
from
well.
here? Or-
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're from Hampton.
Yes.
Have you listened to them?
No, this is
Very
the first time
good.
I'm hearing
yeah.
of it.
Listen to
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like
Send me some more
so, yeah,
links.
like kind of like indie rock, like a tinge of post punk, like a little bit, but most like indie rock.
very like
Yeah, indie punk, I would say. Yeah,
That's
right.
that's a good way to describe it. They're really cool.
I'm so glad like more people are doing like the vinyl thing though.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm so glad it's
Yeah.
like because everyone for years has been like, oh, vinyl's coming back, but now like smaller, like and local people are making vinyl, and it's
Yeah, I
like,
think
Yes.
with stuff like
Sick.
Rolling Thunder and Babylon, I think they're being like funded. Like,
mm.
they're like, oh, we'll put some vinyl out.
Yeah.
I don't think Rolling Thunder have anything on YouTube, to be honest.
No. Well, they're on Spotify.
Oh, not
I'll
Rolling
have
Thunder
to-
game.
Yeah.
Band.
And that leads us into our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. A massive mobile MMO RPG.
What that fucking what's it called? Mafia boss thing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Level 1 to 35.
level 1 thug, level 100 boss. That was such a good meme.
There's so many of those adverts. They must just. Who do you think sits and makes them?
Yeah.
Someone has to put that
It's
together.
probably,
and be like,
it's probably in
yeah,
like
put it out.
China or somewhere where it's just like.
insane. And then they have to like with Raid Shadow Legends. I think they just sponsored everybody who
Yeah.
ever's done anything.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they? Do you reckon they?
Well, they saw
sponsor
they saw a
OnlyFans
hole in the
accounts?
market because the whole ad, well, they saw a hole in the market because the whole adpocalypse thing happened and everyone on YouTube was out of money, so it's just like right
Yeah.
boys, let's get on marketing, and then they
True.
just sponsored everyone, you know.
Yeah, NordVPN did a similar thing. didn't
Yeah.
they, basically.
Didn't like ExpressVPN or NordVPN get like outed for like
Probably.
getting hacked?
Yeah, what a surprise!
What a
Like,
surprise!
to be honest, if you go on the internet and brag about how secure you are,
Yes.
someone's gonna try.
Someone's
it, you know?
gonna spy you and try and fuck with your security.
It's just like don't. You know, it just seems
There you
counterproductive to sit and do
Brag
anything,
about
you
your
know.
internet security. You're
Just be like,
tempting
"You
fate
can't
doing
get
that.
me. Come try it, and it's like, wow. Especially when you're sponsoring everyone on the planet, so you've got everyone on the planet being like, let's give it a try. Let's go and find out. At least the absolute computer nerds among us are thinking.
I've never used the VPN.
I did when Thrash's King of the Road originally moved to Vice, but we didn't have Vice TV in England yet as a channel, so I had to VPN that. But that's the only thing I use.
Daylight
It for.
robbery, isn't it?
Oh no, it's
go.
ridiculous.
Disgraceful.
And now we do have a Vice channel, but they don't have King of the Road.
I've
anymore, so
I've been tempted
I'll
to
let
get a VPN because I think Hulu has like all the Godzilla films, but only in America for some reason.
I'm so glad our Netflix kind of caught up nowadays, because our Netflix used to be like that as well. It just had nothing on it.
It had like Netflix films.
Yeah, basically. It
I
was just awful.
was waiting for George Romero's Day of the Dead to get on there, but instead Land of the Dead went on there, which is a film I still do want to watch. Which looks
David's the second one, right?
Day of the Dead was the third one after Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead
You've got Night of the Living
Night of the Living Dead, 68,
Dawn,
Day, which I think. Well, to be
Oh,
fair, I haven't actually
is-
seen. I need to see Dawn.
Is Day the one where it's like in the bunker?
It's in the military
Yeah.
bunker,
Oh,
and
I
it's like the
watched that.
psycho Captain Rhodes,
I
who's
watched
like the
that.
best villain
I
ever.
think it's on.
It's on.
I saw on like the iPlayer on BBC, or it was on.
Someo's probably uploaded it to YouTube.
It was YouTube. Or
Dawn of the
something.
Dead
right.
is on YouTube. I think you showed me that. It was on
Yeah,
YouTube,
so I think all of them are on YouTube, and I
yeah.
Go check them out. YouTube's actually pretty like sneakily good for finding some films.
Yeah.
I need to watch Dawn of the Dead.
yeah, because we used a bit of Night of the Living
We
Dead.
use because Night of the Living Dead's public domain, so we use a bit.
Is it?
We
Yeah.
we use it in our lyric
Oh.
video.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're quite big like
Because originally for that I wanted to use Godzilla footage, like the
Mm.
1954 and 56 like black and white stuff, but that's like Toho copyrighted.
Yeah.
But
Don't
Night of the
be
Living
like-
Dead's public domain, so
We're going to be slapped in the face by Godzilla himself.
yeah.
You're going to see a shit ton of Northampton music videos come out now with
Night of the Living Dead, yeah.
footage in them. 'cause
There's
you've just
another. There
revealed
was
the
actually there's
secret.
another public domain film that I was thinking of using called The Terror, which is an old film made by Roger Corman. It has Boris Karloff and a really young Jack Nicholson in it.
Alright.
It's like this terrible, like low budget B movie that was made on the same set between two other films by Roger Corman, which used the same actors and were on the same set. So it was basically just made. It was like a film made between two other films,
Oh my
just
God.
for shits and giggles. It's public domain apparently.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a few like of those like really dirt cheap films that are going into that now, like old grindhouse films and stuff, because it's just like
Yeah.
And
Who's
old,
gonna pick
old
'em up and
films
try
from
and
like the
market it?
1900s and the 1910s as
yeah.
well. I've watched the first version of Frankenstein, like the 1913 version. You can find it on YouTube.
It's amazing how stuff like
Is
that
it good?
gets found.
Is it?
I mean, for 1913 standards, you know, I'd give it a
like,
light 6 to a solid 7. You know,
Who are you, anti-Fantana? I'm a Romans here.
The internet's busiest vintage film nerd.
Do you know what, actually, like, I did spite Netflix a minute ago, but they do actually have a decent, like, cult films section that's constantly updated.
They do put some good music documentaries on there as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the very first thing I actually watched on Netflix when I got it was actually the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster. The first that's the first thing I watched on it, because it was like at the time I was interested in watching it. It just happened to be on there. I thought, on it.
Yeah,
it's a great documentary.
Yeah.
Love that.
Sometimes there's just some stuff on there that's just like
questionable.
Well, that too. Do you know what I always wonder? Right. So, given the issue earlier that we're like, English Netflix doesn't have like all the good stuff American Netflix supposedly had, and it's different in every country.
Yeah, which is weird.
Why does English Netflix have literally? Why is 50% of English Netflix Bollywood films? You scroll far enough in a section, and then you get every film again.
Well, the thing is, I think it's just proportions, because Bollywood is like, it's bigger than Hollywood in like raw
so it's a very
money.
Good, like a very good.
But there must be like a market.
And they
for
make
it in
so
England,
many
then.
films. I think just proportionally, it's just the amount that just end up on streaming
I
services.
think they make a lot of money from it, don't they?
Oh yeah, like Bollywood's a
Like,
massive
people must
industry.
watch them in England though for Netflix to be
Yeah, they
like,
must do, yeah.
we'll put the money in.
Oh yeah,
Which I find insane, because you see the trailers and you're like, nah, this
they're
is
mental.
Yeah, they are like I don't know which one. There's like one I saw on Facebook, and it was like a slow motion. Like, no, and it's like a slow motion. Probably a bit too long if you think what I mean.
Is it the slow motion of the guy trying to get the kid off the train tracks? It's just really slow.
I think it's like a scene where they enter his house and someone falls off the railings off the stairs.
Oh yeah, and he slowly goes to catch her, and then he catches her, even though clearly, like from the distance, he wouldn't have caught her.
Yeah, and it's like
Has that magical
the master
Bollywood
of slow
powers.
motion saved the
It's
day.
magical Bollywood powers.
What the hell? I did see one on there, I think it was called Drive, which I thought was like the Ryan Gosling film.
All right.
But I got very clearly duped because it was some like, it was almost definitely like a Tokyo Drift Fast and Furious ripoff.
Alright.
But the cars weren't like good cars, they were like cars that you see your nan drive around, but with a massive spoiler on them and stuff.
that
like,
sounds
what?
amazing.
And they have some just watching it, just some insane CGI like quote unquote stunts, and it was just like, what am I watching?
That's another good film. Is it Saving Captain?
Who killed Captain Alex? The fucking Nigerian.
Yeah,
film.
Vice made a documentary about it, didn't they?
Yeah, well,
They
Hollywood.
went-
Yeah,
I remember watching
Yeah.
it in like one of my college lessons with my friends.
it's so funny.
I've seen bits, but I kind of have to respect it as well, because it's just like a bunch of
Because
people just having
they
fun.
have nothing and they're having fun.
But
It's,
they have like green screen, don't they?
they're green screen, and they have editing software. Like you know,
stunt
considering
teams.
the poor environment they're in, it's very
Yeah.
impressive.
It's like, wow.
And they're genuinely like entertaining. They're really funny, like
Yeah, in
unintentionally.
some
But
way. Yeah, it's it kind of is another thing, because there's also been like other like film movements around the world where it pops up out of like not having anything, but they're like now considered like art. As I don't know
Yeah.
whether Who
Yeah.
Killed Captain Alex will ever reach that level of.
I think
art.
it
no, it's art.
It's
art.
it is art
depend-
already. It's got.
I
to,
think
like,
if someone puts the right spin on it, if someone presents in the right way, it could do.
they should like feature a show in like at an art gallery in London.
Yeah.
It's
We
just
should have one here. We should do one at the Errol Flynn. Or
Yeah.
at the
Put on
Garage.
Who
We should
Killed
do a-
Captain Alex.
Yeah, because
That reminds me actually. One time, this was years ago when I used to play Gary's Mod. Did you ever play Gary's Mod, Joe?
Well, like hide and seek.
briefly.
Briefly, there used to be this thing called cinema servers where you go into like a cinema, you get to put on YouTube videos and get to watch with other people. And one time, because I was really big brain, I put on Birdemic, Shock and Terror, and loads of people flocked to the room and watched it. It was amazing. It was such a good time.
You charge people.
No, I didn't. I should have. Couldn't make some fat dollar, man.
Birdemic. My favourite thing about Birdemic, the YouTube version, the captions on it. I won't
Oh, they
spoil
like
it.
ironic captions.
Well, they're in Spanish. The ones that when me and Lawrence watched it back in the day, because we were like, "What's this film?" But it had these Spanish subtitles on it.
Right.
But they, with our very limited E-grade Spanish GCSEs, we decided that because it was like it would just be like the like establishing with like the credits and stuff, and I'm like, why is there subtitles for credits? But then I realised it would be like the name of an actor, and it would be like the actor who won 1,000 Oscars in like Spanish, and we were like, who did these? Like, because it clearly was not meant to be there.
The director,
Yeah,
probably.
I'm like, who took the time out of their day to just not call attention to this joke at all and just played it in the version they uploaded?
That reminds
Just Google Translate, probably.
that reminds me of
Most likely. That's probably why we understood it somewhat.
what's that film? Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And at the start of it, they got like starring in this movie. It's like, someone a goat once bit my finger. Directed by. No, really, he did.
Oh yeah, I know. Like the opening of Deadpool was just like directed by some jackass.
Yeah.
God. How long have we been talking about movies?
I
I feel like I do this on so many podcasts and I'm just chatting shit about
don't
TV and movies.
No, and I'm perfectly okay with
You
it.
know what's a good movie? Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's a fucking masterpiece, man.
So
It's
good.
one of the best films ever made.
It is in one of these boxes up there. I'm telling you right
I
now.
can go home now and just get a DVD. Cool.
We could do a
You know,
live.
if I had a DVD player, we
Well,
could stick it in and watch
do a
it.
live commentary on it. No, the Xbox 360 is a DVD player.
See, we jokingly said, didn't we, in the past, me and we said like, if a support man at a gig like dropped out, we'd just like
we would
get,
just
like,
get a
phone
projector and just put on Shaun of the Dead.
and play it however long it needs to play for, and then obviously when it's due for us to come.
That's not even a bad idea because so many people love that film.
Yeah, they're like just classics. Those
It's-
three films, the Hot Fuzz and
Well,
World's
the
End.
Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, because with
People-
the hot, not
That's so
hot,
good.
not hot end.
Hot end.
With the
What film
world's
have you been
end
watching, Liam?
It's OnlyFans version.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright's OnlyFans.
It was like when we were doing like getting
If
like,
Nick Frost has an OnlyFans, I will pay good money to see
He
that.
probably does.
Oh yeah, I bet.
when we were like putting together ideas for like
Only
the,
friends.
the music video.
Yeah, we looked at
We actually
the
looked at like the visuals for like the World's End.
the
So
bar
there-
scene from
There was
World's
quite
End.
a
Yeah.
lot of good
Oh,
visual
yeah.
scenes in the bar where
Well, Edgar Wright's a fantastic visual director.
yeah.
He knows how
And
how to
editor.
use the real estate of the camera and the screen. He's just amazing at it.
But Shaun of the Dead is
And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is also directed by Edgar Wright.
Very well.
That's an amazing.
I liked
film.
Baby Driver as well.
Mm.
Well, they're
Oh,
not really
yeah,
a
yeah,
comedy, but you know, it's
Yeah,
still
we-
definitely a fun one. I saw.
we did play what was the song we played from Scott Pilgrim that so sad.
Oh yeah, I'm so sad. I'm so very very sad. We actually played it at the Garibaldi.
By Crushing the Boys.
Yeah. All 5 seconds of it. It was amazing.
I love it.
Because it was like because I think which one did we finish? It was it was like third or fourth track, and then it was like so this is our next song, and then pass
This
the
one's
mic.
called I Am So Sad. I Am So Very Very Sad.
So sad.
Thank you.
And then everyone just like woo.
Yeah.
It's not a race, guys. This song goes out to the guy on the balcony keeps on howling at us. It's called I Hate You,
please
Die.
Hate You, please die. Sweet,
I
love this one. That's like the most quotable film of all time.
One of my favourites.
Or you got the we are Sex Bomb. We're here to talk about.
We're here to talk about
Go
sex and get stabbed and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's like
Yeah.
we're here to talk about good sex.
Because there's a quote where there's a quote. I can always remember it, and I still to this day. It's like Scott's talking to the girl with the coloured hair, and
Ramona. Yeah.
and she says to Scott, it's like, so are you in a band? Yeah, we're terrible. Please come.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Have you seen Spaced?
Oh my
A
god.
little
That's on
I
Netflix.
love
I
Spaced.
that.
Not
That's
watched it.
brilliant.
Oh,
I
It's got-
love Space.
It's got
so
Nick
good.
Frost in a.
And Simon Pegg,
That's
and then
it.
It was Edgar Wright's.
Jessica Hines as well.
That was like Edgar Wright's like
Jessica
first major
Hines,
project,
the
wasn't it?
guy who plays Jim.
He did a cowboy
didn't
film
it?
before that called like Fistful of Bullets or something.
Oh, okay.
But apparently it's like if you find a VHS of it, you've
Fun.
like if you meet someone who has a VHS of Fistful of Bullets, then they're like a serious movie buff who has too much time on their hands
Yeah.
for just movies that aren't that good. You know what I mean?
That's
But,
fair enough.
But honestly, it's Spaced is so
Space
good
is
as well.
brilliant. I love Space.
Like, it took me 3 attempts to actually watch it though, because I remember trying to pirate it and just like I think when I first tried to watch it, I was too young to like understand what was going on at the start when they're switching between the two conversations. I was like, this makes no sense. And
Well,
then,
the thing is, though, it was
see,
one of the show. It was one of the shows where when I was a kid, like my dad would like. It was one of the first things I watched as a kid. So for me, it was just like instant. Yeah, I'm like this is my jam. You know.
One of my favourite bits in it is when they're because Simon Pegg's character is like a skateboarder guy.
Yeah.
But him and Jessica Hines are sitting watching 411, which was like a video magazine, VHS. But they had one copy of one issue.
Yeah.
And they just watched the slam section of the
Yeah. And as I've lost my job. Ooh. yeah. Ah. I can't afford any more money. Shit.
he works in a comic book shop, doesn't he? One of the characters.
Yeah.
And he gets sacked, like, because I think he like shouted at a kid.
Yeah, because he
Bill
gets
Bailey.
super hung up about it.
He's
He
like
gets-
about Jar Jar Binks. What?
It's like, why do you like the Phantom Menace? It's not good. Like,
when he walks into the new one where Tim's working in and he's like, I received your message. What message? Look, Bilbo, please take me back.
God, there's so many like, yeah, that was like the first thing for like Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, like all of those guys, and then also weirdly, like the last episode, fucking Ricky Gervais is in it.
Yeah,
Really?
Just
Yeah.
for like 5 seconds,
Oh,
not
yeah,
even
yeah,
being
yeah.
like particularly funny, but it was just like, you're in it for some reason.
yeah.
Because it turns out he made the like spelling error. That
Yeah.
was the reason they had to pretend to be a couple. Because it was meant to just be like a 2-bedroom apartment, but it got changed to being like needs to be a working couple.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
spend the
right.
whole series pretending they're a working couple and they're together when they're not. And then it turns out it was all
You
a big
need
waste
to
of
watch
time.
it. I mean, that's
That's pretty fucking good.
It
It's
is.
pretty-
It's
yeah,
funny.
it's great.
It's full,
Yeah.
full of like oh.
And you can tell, like, you watch it and there'll be some episodes where you're like, oh, this is where Shaun of the Dead came from.
Yeah.
Because it's like a zombie episode, isn't
Yeah, it's
it?
the Resident Evil episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard about. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the extras in Shaun of the Dead were just like fans of Spaced because
Yeah.
they went into a forum and they were like, if you want to be in an Edgar Wright movie,
And like they
come
paid
to-
all the
come
zombies
here.
like £1
yeah,
for the
it
day.
was something
Yeah.
ridiculous. But,
And some celebrities ended up being some of the zombies. Like I think.
I know. Yeah, I don't know who.
I think Chris Martin was one of the zombies.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, he
he's
was,
in the
yeah.
end of the film actually as Chris Martin, but I think he actually does play one of the zombies.
I think he was. Yeah. Because he like a thing called like a zombie aid.
Yeah, zombies. Yeah, and there's a couple of other celebrities. I think
Yeah.
who's the guy that plays Grin in Gavin Stacey?
Who?
oh,
Bryn or
Bryn.
yeah.
His
Oh,
name.
His
His name.
name.
He's one of the zombies. I keep forgetting his name. His name escapes me. So I just called him Grin. Bryn.
Rob Brydon.
That's it. Yeah, he's one of the,
Boom.
he's one of the zombies. Yeah.
Honestly, what?
it's quite surprising. Like all these big actors who play quite sometimes small roles in that big films. Like
Oh, it
Well,
also
My
at the time, I don't think it was a big film, I think
favourite
everyone
is
just
Matt
like-
Damon in Deadpool 2, where he's in the film for literally half a second, and it's just him getting electrocuted to death.
I thought it was Brad Pitt.
Oh, it is Brad Pitt.
Yeah, because it's the Invisible Guy.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Fuck.
Of course, I get him mixed.
And
Fuck.
Daniel Craig played a stormtrooper in Star Wars.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Matt Damon did have a cameo in a film called Euro Trip though, which is like just this weird like American like.
Oh yeah.
Like American Pie style sort of film,
Yeah.
and Matt Damon's just the lead singer of this band, so
Yeah.
he's in it for like maybe 30 seconds.
That's
but it's just
great.
like he's still Matt Damon's here, and then everyone else is like unknown actors. So it's like, what are we doing? It's like-
Another director I adore is Guy Ritchie. Like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels,
Great
Snatch.
film.
Like
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels was actually what introduced me to the Stooges.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he leaves the
The poker game. I
poker
want to
game
be
in
the
it,
dog
and it-
starts
No,
playing.
let's see, it's fucking cars and yeah.
Oh, mate, that was my exposure to the Stooges. Like, I was never the same, man.
that's got a banging soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack and that's fucking great.
James Brown, the Stooges. It's got Ocean Coast.
Cast the
scene.
Castaways.
There you go.
La, pants on fire.
which one's this?
Lock,
This-
Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
I need
This
to watch
is
these films.
The one with Vinnie Jones. He's the only actor I remember. from being in it.
Vinnie Jones, Jason Statham,
That's it.
one of his very first films. It was in. Jason Fleming. Sting's in it as well.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yes,
in it,
he plays
yeah.
the bar owner.
Forgot about that.
But no, it's like
Sting's a surprisingly good actor.
the basic film is he gets money but obviously he has to pay back the money. So the only way he can do it is rob his neighbours,
Right.
who are like these like big time gangsters. Who,
And
like,
there's that one
who-
scene
who-
where it's a massive shootout in the apartment. There's just one woman in the dressing room
Yeah.
with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
such a good
Yeah.
scene.
So one person wants own money, and they actually own. They stole money. They have to get stole money from someone else, but they stole like some weed who belonged to another person, and then everyone was like sort of getting him into this one house, and then they kicked down the door. It's like they're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And like near the end as well, because there's the two guys from Liverpool. You got Kenny and
Oh yeah, who like they're meant to be like professional assassins, but they're like the worst
Like-
assassins.
Oh yeah,
ever.
they're really unprofessional.
They wear like stockings and like, what's that on your
Did you-
face?
Oh yeah, they're robbing
you
some
get
guy's
Hank
house and they
Gunn?
accidentally
Yes, we
wake him
got
up.
Yeah. And they go, we need you to steal
What the
some
fuck
guns.
are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here?
Every time we try and do a heist, you have to go burning people's feet.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
the caretaker like shoots the guy, and he's like,
I'm trying to find out where
Where
do
they
they
keep-
keep their money.
He's like, can't you look? These old people don't have any money. They can't even afford new shit.
It is yeah. Check out.
It's like one of those directors. Everyone's like Guy Ritchie, but I think.
And also the new one that he did as well, The Gentleman. That is brilliant. I saw it at the cinema.
as well, but I didn't see it.
That was banging.
I think I watched half of Snatch, but me and my friends, when we were still at NSP, used to do like movie marathons.
Yeah.
So it'd be like,
We didn't get through that, did you?
it was but basically we'd go to my friend's house at like 4:00, and then we'd just watch movies till like literally like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
It
you're
was,
hardcore,
but the thing is, it was rough. Like,
What, in regards to like
Well-
the next day for like lessons or?
oh no, we would not do this on school nights. Otherwise, you'd
Oh.
jeez, no, honestly, you'd come out of that room feeling. It was like in his basement. It used to be so sweaty,
Oh.
and we'd just be like drinking like Coke and eating sweets, and then we'd order pizza. It was honestly 0 alcohol, worst hangover of my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably like
so
such a
bad.
sugar rush, and obviously you have a
Yeah,
quite like.
and then pizzas, and then you're just sitting there like just consuming films,
the
and
love-
then you're
yeah.
just like,
You just
oh.
goes and you go, Joe, you coming out today?
Nah.
Nah.
The thing is, the thing is, it was one of those things where it would just like you'd go home and you'd just feel this weird numbness, and you'd be like, I just need to sleep. But then you'd realise like that's the worst thing you can do, because if you go to sleep, your sleep schedule is now
Yeah,
just
your
going to sleep at 8
circadian
a.m.
rhythms can get all fucked up, mate.
So it's like you have to just power through. You have to just sit and
That
wait
was
for it to
that was
get
like
dark.
that was like when I got jet lags when I came back from a trip from America when I was like 16. The jet lag I had was nasty. I literally could not go to sleep at night. I slept all the way through the day, and like it took like a week for my actual sleep like cycle to readjust itself. It was
Have your cycles got messed up during lockdown? Because mine
Uh,
definitely
Yes,
did
for
when we.
you, Ollie.
a little bit.
Some days Ollie wakes up at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Don't deny it.
No, I don't
That's
like.
standard, dude.
That's
honestly,
standard.
like,
I mean, like I tend to
mine got
I
way
tend to get
worse.
up. I mean, on a good day, I usually get up like 10 or 11. That's usually when I get up. If I
It's
haven't got
not
anywhere
too
to,
bad if you're not
Yeah.
doing anything.
yeah,
No,
I haven't got
mean,
anywhere to be. Like 10 or 11, you know, I like to
Fair enough.
get
My
shit
one-
done, you know.
But people like myself and Liam, we were still working through it.
Yeah.
They're kind of a blessing though, because it means you're not.
Yeah, that's good because
Like
we're sort
me
of
and
keeping
Ollie
ourselves
just-
occupied. Because obviously, assuming like in regards to like you and I, like you probably did so much for like the first few weeks of lockdown, but obviously then you went a bit bored now, don't know what to do, and
Yeah.
obviously you had that.
My problem
Yeah.
was I
6
was
months.
procrastinating off uni work a little bit because
Yeah.
I was like,
I
I'm
actually
bored.
just I was
Not
just
boring,
like
but it
fuck
was-
it, I'm just gonna get it done now.
Yeah, you might as well. Cause
Yeah, I literally had it all done in the first deadline because I was just like fuck this shit.
I
had
had one module that wasn't photography, so I didn't want to do it. But then it kind of got to the point where I was like, I guess I have to do it, otherwise
Is it
they'll
like-
be back. But yeah, there's a video one, which I guess kind of counts, but not really. For anyone out there who thinks that photographers should be doing video, no. And anyone on the flip side wants their videographers to do stills, no. But yeah, literally it was like that period, and then afterwards when it was like, oh, I'm not doing anything anymore, you know, except for like following what other people are doing. So it just, my sleep schedule got to like, I think the worst part was I was falling asleep like as it got light and then waking up at like 6. So I
Oh,
was
it
waking
never
up,
got that bad for me.
I was waking up having dinner and then being like, well, I guess it's time to go lay in my bed until I fall asleep again.
And
I was
obviously
like,
you've got your podcast now, which is
yeah, the
quite cool.
podcast
Yeah.
is keeping me in check. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like something to do. I've been like, well, to be honest, I sorted out before then when people like kind of started doing stuff, and it just in my own head, I was like, I'm gonna go nuts if I spend my entire life sleeping or lying in bed or just eating dinner. But yeah, the podcast is it's kind of this thing where I want everything to be like sort of in order before I do one. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to come to it with like just a really fucking shit like energy or something. Like even like we were eating dinner, my mum put the news on, and I was like, I'm gonna try and just block it out because I'll just come in here and bitch about like Corona bullshit, and I was like, I want it to be about that. But yeah, no, I actually got a lot of shit done today. I went into town.
You were?
Yeah, I know. I actually went outside.
What did you do in town?
Well, to be honest, I went skateboarding. I finished a fucking battle that I've been battling with for fucking years. I landed a trick, and that was like, it's not even 10 a.m. It's a good fucking day.
Just skateboard. I think that's skateboarding.
Oh, that's a pile of old ones.
Oh, cool. Can I have a look?
So, yeah, if you want.
Yeah, you can
go
have a
have
look,
a nosy in the history of my
skateboards. Have them
skateboards.
like as a snowboard now, I guess.
Yeah, true. If it snows ever.
Well, that kind of goes back to.
You've got a little purple one on wheels.
Oh, that's the
And
penny board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a penny board.
Oh, I got that when I was 13 years old.
It kind of, I mean, that does kind of go back to what me, Liam, and Tommy were saying about, you know, even though obviously we haven't really been able to gig much and rehearse as much, we have remained relatively productive,
Yeah.
you know, given the circumstances, and I think we've done all right. You know, I think we've done okay. Oh,
Which
wow.
one's that one?
That's dusty, man.
What the fuck are you doing, Liam?
That's what they do, ain't it? They go.
He's skateboarding, man.
See,
Yeah.
I
had
so
a
much fun on that
skateboard when I
board.
was little. I had a Power Ranger when I was little.
I
That's
could
so
I
sick.
could never skateboard. Back in the day when I was living in Crick, shout out to Crick.
Good old crick.
Yeah, man. Like I couldn't skate, but like I used to have a BMX, so I used to do a lot of BMXing and that, and it's like when you see like the new.
I feel like you said BMX and you just spotted all the bikes behind me, and I thought he was going to get up and go look at the BMXs.
Whee!
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, here we go. He's having a look. He's having a look.
Oh, they actually are BMX as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's not.
I
It
used to
is.
ride that purple one to school every day from King's Salt.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's why I have fucking
It's
meaty
just- it-
thighs
it-
going on.
Where do you think I got these thighs,
Yeah,
baby?
5 years back and forth from King's Salt.
But it's like it is nice to see the like, but not just with skating, but like with music, films. Everyone's come from generations, but even fashion as well. Stuff from like the 60s and 70s are making a comeback now. People like in the
Yeah.
80s as well. Like
It all
so
comes
everything,
around.
like you know, what comes around goes around.
The chaps have brought the mullet back into fashion.
Yeah.
So many people have fucking mullets. Like,
Yeah.
the chats did it, and then I was
Some,
like,
I mean, the mullet, like, it works on some people and doesn't work on others. You need to have the right hair type for it, you know.
I
Yeah.
think you could rock.
I don't think I would try. Maybe I would suit a mullet, but I don't think I would try it.
wasn't the girl in Diane Wood rocking a mullet for ages?
Oh, yeah.
D Antwoord. Oh yeah.
Yolandi.
I think. Well, I
Yeah,
think she
yeah,
had like the
yeah.
bridged fringe and
Yeah,
like the
she was
the
doing it for
mullet
a
with
while.
the short fringe. Yeah.
They're in a world of shit right now.
Joe, have you got any clippers?
Clippers.
Yeah.
You could try it on
Let's
you.
do a
Oh,
full blown
test
fucking,
it out.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
On me.
Yeah.
I have scissors and toenail clippers if you really want to.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Get
Like
right
some
up,
garden
right up
shears
to
up
the
there.
edges.
We'll test it out. But yeah. What were we on about? What were we
Fuck knows.
We're
Yeah.
talking about hair, BMXs, skateboards.
My
Fashion.
adventures today. I saw. So I went onto the ever fun Welly Road today. I went up to Skiers.
Oh,
Ah.
great.
I saw some. Recently, the Welly Road I think's got worse because every time I go, some shit's going down. But I was outside of Skiers. I was putting some stuff in my bag outside Sainsbury's, where like there's a couple like homeless types there.
Oh yeah, it's like a little Sainsbury, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, this couple walks down, and this girl must have just had her hair done because it was like ice white, right?
Right.
And she gets like towards the crossing, she stops cars, and then this homeless lady like runs up behind her. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
shit, what's gonna go down? And the homeless lady starts talking to her, and it apparently, like from what I gathered, the homeless lady was asking what hair product she used, which, like, does that affect your life in any way? But still,
Yeah.
but the homeless lady fully, not even just like touched the hair, like just grabbed a fistful in her hand, and then when this girl's hair is ice white, so when this lady lets go, the hair's just dulled and dirty. And I was like,
no.
imagine you just sat there all morning having your hair done, just have some homeless lady like just grab
There's
it.
always
and just
something
ruin
weird.
it.
There's
I was
always
like,
something-
oh my god.
There's always something weird going in Northampton at least once a day.
Oh,
It's-
100%.
It's like a
It's not
statistical
where you are.
probability.
That's why I love it, because it's just like
It's a spice of
just
life.
shit's going down. You just
It's
have
a
to walk
beautiful.
around
It's a
and just-
beautiful post-industrial shithole, and we love it.
Yeah, I can't do. I love it because when we were little, it was like, yeah, it's a shithole, but nothing really was like.
happening. But
Yeah,
that
like
actually
nothing-
was.
Well, there was shit happening, but there wasn't like cool shit happening like there is now, you know.
Yeah,
Like
Or
what?
if there was, we were too young to be able to like get involved with it.
What cool
Yeah.
stuff is this then?
Oh, there's a few bands you might know about them. I don't know whether you guys know about the music scene here at all. Yeah, like all the music stuff and like people are doing shit. There's like a new shirt coming out every week, or people doing like a new shop, or like people in like the art and photography world, like zines come out and shit, and like mad shit.
Yeah.
This guy here, fucking 3D Rascals, his sticker I have on here. I have to show you his zine. He did a 3D zine where you have like 3D glasses, and he had some shots of Ty and Skepta at the tank shoot, and they look awesome.
Wow, I'd like to
Yeah.
see that.
And then he has a bunch of other pics of like people at the Gary and stuff, and like,
Okay.
just things. It's
That sounds cool.
super weird.
Oh, because he does like he does like post on Instagram. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
and
was
they
that-
like move.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
And forth.
Oh,
yeah, that's the
Jordan.
guy. No, that's a different guy that does the same thing.
No?
This is
Oh, okay.
Nick
Fair.
Settle, who did a 35NN as well, which was like the submission based
Oh,
scene.
okay. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
Jordan also does photography as well. Hangs out
Yeah.
with Gary. There's a few guys that do those 3D
Okay.
images,
But also it's
all
got-
Gary based for
like-
some reason.
But like there's always something going on. Like with gigs, you got venues, you got people doing photos, you got bands, you got promoters. It's just Northampton.
It's very lively.
It's
Yeah.
lively, but not as people how they know it. You know, it's the people.
Yeah.
If it's people who live in Northampton, and that they know. But like,
It's kind of a best kept
That's-
secret kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the downside. I don't know whether you've noticed this at uni, but a lot of the students who have come from other places are like, nothing fucking goes on.
Yeah, they've
here. And
no-
it's
they've
like,
ab- they
yes,
lit-
there does.
they
Like, the thing
literally-
is about Northampton,
They
you have to
literally
dig.
think nothing
look,
happens.
you've
in
got to
Northampton.
venture outside of Weatherspoons, guys. All right.
Walk past platform and keep going. You might find
even like
something.
people who live in Northampton in general
Don't
say
know
that.
shit.
Some people just have
It's
no
like-
fucking idea.
It's like, well,
It's because it's not like when you go to London, you'll see like posters for stuff.
Well, you'll
like, the
still
most
see posters
advertising
here
you
as
find-
well, like
Like maybe on Instagram if you're following the right people. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like if you want to find out about stuff in Northampton, you got to pay attention to the stickers. The stickers are.
the goal.
Yeah, you got to be paying attention to electrical boxes with comm stickers on, and then,
Yes.
and then remember to go search it, and then you might find out about some shit. But yeah, it does feel super hidden. Everything feels, even in the technician art course works at the NN Gallery, or like helps out there,
right.
which is like just up the road from the.
I don't know him. I
I
don't know the guy.
don't think you'll know him, but yeah, he was saying like even in like the NN Gallery being probably, is that a fucking, what the hell is that? It's
a little
come down
butterfly.
from the fucking heavens to
Oh, it's coming towards me.
bless us.
It's gonna go into the light and it's
God.
gonna.
A bonus guest.
Uh,
But yeah, he was saying it's like even that is like hard to advertise, and you have to like find out or know a guy to find out about when shit's going on there.
It is
It's like-
really hard, like promoting your own.
if
gigs.
you're not in it, it's hard to get into it.
Yeah.
But once
no
you're
one
in it,
know
you'll
about
find
it.
out about fucking.
Oh yeah,
everything.
once you
Yeah.
get into it, you'll find out everything.
I think that's the beauty of Head Charge Club, because I think if anything they have the like
Anything that
everyone
goes
in one
on.
place and it crosses over to some other stuff.
Yeah.
But
So-
still, you have to find Head Charge Club, which
Yeah.
may not be possible. But if they could, you know, I
More
don't know
like-
what you'd do.
More,
to
more like
figure out.
mainstream advertising, maybe just some, I don't know, maybe some more Facebook sponsored posts and
Yeah.
public posters, maybe that could help.
Yeah, true.
Or like
I
things in
don't know.
newspapers and
But also, I kind of
BBC,
like that it's...
BBC Look East, get on all that shit. BBC Look East, you'd be fucking sorted, mate.
Well,
Could you
they do
imagine?
stuff like in the Chronicle, don't they?
Yeah, they do bits every now and again in the Chronicle.
Yeah,
Obviously, you got a nice.
I was
interviewed.
interviewed
When we
in
got put in the
actually.
Chronicle, they used your photo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I got interviewed in the Chronicle without realising, because the guy that interviewed me, I didn't realise was a Chronicle Echo writer. So all of a sudden there was an article in the Chronicle Echo. It's just like, I spoke to Oliver Rooms from the Chronicle. Like, did you? Oh, you did.
That's what it was like with the shootout of the NN magazine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The page spread where we had no idea. Rachel Thomas, bless her, did like a whole page on us, like around the time we like publicly like announced and formed and everything.
Yeah,
and we'd no idea that she'd done it. Apparently, she interviewed us, but it was when she was just talking to us at the Garibaldi,
and we were really
and she
drunk.
used that. Yeah, we were pissed, and she used that as the basis of the article. It's just like,
we looked and went, no, it was a lab, wasn't it?
No, it was the Garibaldi.
It was it was probably the Garibaldi or the Lab, one of the two.
No,
we were drunk. We were talking to Rachel
Yeah.
Thomas about music. Before we know it, a week later, we were in the NN magazine. Good times. Good times were had by all. Which is like, hang on a minute.
Is that for is it NMC?
Yes,
That's
one?
the NMC. Yes, it.
That one's super sick.
it's a good.
But
magazine.
that happens. I've had that happen a lot because there was one time where they it was just before lockdown. They posted an article which was like the top 10 new tracks around Northampton or something.
They tend to do that, yeah. Like
They did it, but I messaged like I was just happened to be talking to like people because I was organising like shoots and things, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, congrats by the way, I'm getting on the list." And they were like, "What are you talking about?" And then I had to like scour everything to try and find it again because I couldn't remember where I saw it.
Yeah.
I just assumed that if you got on the list, you'd know about it, but
Yeah.
apparently not.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah, we didn't know about our article until we saw it. We just
I think-
opened it and we just like, hang on,
I
a
think,
minute, who's
I
that?
think we got like mentioned like Facebook saying, "Oh, here's next month." Obviously featuring the comms, and obviously when we actually read it, we went,
Wasn't your picture on the front?
"No,
No, it was someone else, wasn't it?
no." That,
I think it was Slow Tie was on the front.
It was
that
Slow
one.
Tie,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
was that. That was the issue before Tragic got the introducing article, wasn't it? 'Cause I remember
Maybe.
Tragic got an introducing one around before Christmas time, and they used my picture.
Oh,
and
I
didn't
can't
even know it was
remember.
in there.
It was.
Oh, wow. I just opened it up. I was like, oh,
It was like
that's a fun
it was like
surprise.
October, November time. It happened.
Yeah, it might have been this. It might have even been the same fucking issue. Though
I don't know.
honestly don't know. I can't. The amount of stuff. It's just content overload in this town.
Yeah.
It's like it gets to that point where you're just like, well, try and keep up. It's like I say, like zines as well. It's like there's NMC, it's 35 and N. Then there's like other shoot offs, and there's a Happy Hood as well.
Head charge.
Is there a head charge scene?
Oh, well, I mean, it
Like
is.
a mag? That would be sick.
well,
If they did that, that would be sick.
That would be really cool. I think it's a good idea.
take note.
Yeah.
Take
Alfie
note.
Glass, listen up.
Take note.
That's your new 2020 objective, is to get a magazine going to just blow everything out the water.
Yeah.
So it would just be rad.
Another thing that's good now is obviously we did the Are You Indie thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that was
With,
great.
The Are You Indie session. That was I think that was quite good.
Yeah.
It certainly was.
Is that the first of those they've done? Or
Yes,
is
it
a
was.
new
Yeah,
thing?
we were honoured to be the first ones to do it, and I think we got approached for it. We didn't have to ask. We got approached.
We got approached by Josh, who runs Are You Indie.
Yeah,
Because we were the last thing he put on, and it was the first thing to put back up.
yeah.
Yeah, we did like 4 songs. We did like, what was it? Transmission 1.
Transmission 1, Bedhead,
Head
Left Behind, Pulled Apart,
which is our next single.
which is our next single, coming out
Winky.
some point in the next month.
Is that the one with the video? Or is
Yes.
it
Yes,
just...
with the
Oh,
proper music
hell
video.
yes, next month.
Yeah,
boys.
next month or maybe 2 months. It depends.
If you're lucky, we might.
It depends.
If you're lucky, we might play the tracks here when we start recording.
Ooh, I would be honoured, honestly. That's really why I do this. It's nothing to do with photographs. It's just so I can listen to people's tracks before they're out, and then I can
Yeah.
act like I know shit.
Slowly puts the phone away.
Funnily enough.
And then obviously we had like interview, and I think it's gonna be quite beneficial for like not just for bands, like other bands like from Ben K and
Yeah.
other, all like all stuff like that. I think it'd be quite beneficial because it sounds really good.
It's great sound.
Greg
Yeah.
and Adam.
Adam Gamage and Greg
Colson.
Adam Gamage and Greg Colson engineered the session. Adam, obviously, because we don't have a drummer at the moment, Adam
Yeah.
played drums
Very
for us because
kindly.
he's played drums. He played drums on Transmission 1, and he will
Awesome.
have played drums on Pulled Apart, second single.
Nice.
So yeah, and he did a great job. It sounded awesome. Mix was great. Sounded proper raw.
And hopefully Josh continues it because I think he's going to do so next time.
Yeah.
won't say who.
I mean, if he did it as like, I think he he said he'd do it as a monthly thing, and if he did, irrespective of the band, I would just watch each one.
Yeah,
just because it's just
it's
local
a cool thing
content.
to
it is.
have.
Yeah,
It's great.
Because like you said, it's not just the songs. You had like an interview section in
Interview,
there as
yeah.
well. So.
It was a good like what was it, under 30 minutes?
27 minutes.
Yes, under 30 minutes.
Yeah. I thought I'd be precise.
But no, I think stuff like he's done it for a good reason because he wants to give like obviously give that sort of live aspect back. Obviously, he wants to give the bands like a platform as well, which is very good.
Yeah,
he's great.
He was kind of going in that direction at the start of lockdown because he did a few Instagram lives with people. He did one with Janae and things like that, and I was like, this is a cool concept just to get people in to talk about.
Liking her stuff.
Her stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
She's coming tomorrow, hopefully,
Cool.
which is going to be a fun one. Because she's got a new EP coming out.
Yeah,
So she's got
I like her latest single or singles. I don't know if it's like a double single. But
Yeah, she releases them as like
I need to check it out.
two sides.
is it like one's called Round and Round? And
Yeah,
one's
it's Round and
called
Round and then
808?
808 as well. Yeah.
What's it like?
Not to be mistaken with
It's
808
like-
State the band.
Not to be confused with 808s and Heartbreaks.
There you go.
The Kanye West
No,
album.
She does really good stuff. It's like sort of like obviously got that pop element. Obviously, it's got quite a
It's like an alt pop thing.
yeah, it is. Yeah, and she
Which is super fun
Yeah,
as well.
she-
just
check it
as a
out.
she does
person.
it very well.
Yeah.
I did a shoot with her at the Garibaldi,
Mm.
and it was a Monday, and we like the Garibaldi's super supportive of just people doing stuff because it hadn't
Yeah.
really even been that planned out. She was just like, because originally we were just going to go shoot around Northampton, and then she was like, "What if we tried the Garibaldi?" I'm like, possibly. And then
Give
it was
it
a
a go.
Monday, so there was like no one there, and it
That's
was
cool.
like 4, so they were only just open, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, go
Quick,
wherever you want." And we were like, "Sick."
Yeah,
So
they're
we're
really
just,
lovely
like,
people.
running around
Really
doing
nice.
shit.
But no, it's like obviously her who another good enough. She's quite a good Northampton artist.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Does she count really though?
Why?
She's MK.
Oh, is she?
Well, yeah, but
Faker.
MK, it's close enough.
I
It's
never knew.
close
I
enough.
thought she was a Northamptonised.
No, she lives in somewhere around MK.
It's
But
close
she
enough.
based herself in
Yeah,
Northampton.
basically.
Yeah.
She's super. She loves the Northampton thing that's going on. She says it doesn't really
Thing.
like the
thing.
the
The
thing,
scene.
You
the
know,
scene as such.
The
as it
stuff
like-
down Welly Road
Yeah.
and
Yeah, she loves. She loves that side of it. She hates like the
the
music
east
stuff.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, she just likes hanging out with the homeless people. No, but no, she loves like the Garibaldi's like. She's like, this place is awesome and stuff. She's
It
like,
is awesome.
because I'm not really sure what the MK scene's like as such.
Well, there is the Crawford Arms
Yeah.
and MK11.
Mm.
That's
So Crawford Arms, Wolverton, right?
Yeah.
That's like.
But it's- again,
class
it's
themselves as Milton
it's
Keynes,
close
don't they?
enough.
Oh,
isn't
do
it?
they?
Yeah,
And it's a
like
great
whenever
venue.
Whenever
Yeah.
it's like a tour post for like a big band, they go Crawford Arms, misspelled numerous times.
Yeah.
Milton Keynes. It never says Wolverton. It says Milton
Yeah.
Keynes,
Right.
don't it?
Because I mean, like Wolverton's literally on Milton Keynes' doorstep. It's like essentially it's
It's
almost
in
the
an
same.
MK postcode, so
Yeah.
Oh right, well makes sense then I guess.
Yeah.
I think I just think of it differently because it's like a different stop on the train.
it's probably like equivalent to like I don't know if I'm right or not. You know, like you have all like the NN areas like Wolverton and well, actually no, it's in Northampton still.
Yeah. It's not a long
Yeah.
like drive to get to the Crawford Arms. It's like
No, it
close.
It ain't for you.
it's close, you know. It's
Yeah, it's a quick drive from my place.
Yeah.
like A45 and then there.
You're there, yeah.
Fair enough.
Want to go see a head child band? Get it there.
God, that gig. I'm still not over the Christmas party. There, that was still
It was
so
Christmas,
fucking good.
It was okay to party hard.
Yeah,
But it's like it's like
I can't believe it was almost a year ago.
That's
Oh,
fucking
no.
mental.
Oh, don't say
That was like one of the last gigs I went to as well before this.
Jesus.
And there was a few other small ones,
Bye.
and then
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
But it's like even like before like had charge and that. It's just for me, I didn't know the Northampton scene well at all until I sort of got in the comms and that. And obviously,
Yeah.
like meeting a lot of people, and then obviously eventually I moved to Northampton. So it was a case of meeting new people, getting to know the scene better, and because before the comms I was in metal bands, so it was like
right.
the scene. It was just the scene was sort of being dragged away from Northampton and being elsewhere. While actually, the Northampton's actually I want to give Northampton a go, and then obviously and the story of how I joined the comms, thanks to the Facebook page Northampton Bands and that. So
yeah, because like I'm obviously when you joined the band, I introduced you quite to a few Northampton bands like
Yeah.
Blood Visions.
Oh,
Yes.
the fucking...
Fucking love
The
Blood
Kings.
Visions. They kick ass, man.
They've been around for so long as well.
They've been around.
It's
What, is
like
it
10 years.
10
or
years they've
something,
literally been
yeah.
around, but like you
Proper
wouldn't
hardcore
think
They're so
they're,
good.
they're like what? It's like melodic hardcore. That's
yeah,
like
it's this
what
weird
he's
thing.
described at, but they're fucking great.
They're
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
First time I saw one. No, my sister introduced me because she saw it at the Garibaldi basement,
Mm.
and just
Wait, when was that last year or?
it was probably early last year, maybe. And I saw them do a gig with Tragic.
Was that the Gary one in the basement?
Yeah, that was.
The Halloween one.
Yes.
Yes,
They also-
that
yeah,
one
they
was
also-
immense.
Tragic and Blood Visions.
They
like,
also did the Garibaldi basement for New Year's Eve, and that's when I first saw them.
That
and
was
I was
mental.
like, and I was,
Yeah,
I was
yes.
same,
you know, I was New Year's Eve drinking. I was like, this
shit,
is
you were at that
fucking
one?
amazing.
Because when I saw
Ty was at that one.
Cause when
Was
I,
he?
s-
Oh.
when I saw when I saw the Halloween
Fun
one,
fact.
obviously they had like Halloween costumes on, and like the same
Yeah.
gave me a smile. So I was like, yeah.
Well, they had all that fucking. Them and Tragic had all that like face makeup on.
Yeah.
Because they just randomly disappeared into the bathroom, then came back out like, well, this happened, and they're just
Didn't
like,
they support?
like
Didn't Blood
black.
Vision support Thumper?
No. I like their other band though. No Music.
Oh, is
No.
that connected to Blood Visions?
Yeah.
Well,
That's the lead singer of
and
Blood Vision.
well, the singer. I think one of the members is from 72%. The drummer from Rolling Thunder. Actually, I think two of
okay.
them from 72%.
Okay.
But they're like
They're like
Proper
proper
hard-
noise rock,
noise
Mm.
hardcore
like
rock.
dissonant like noise rock.
Temper, yeah.
Very bass driven. The guitar noise is like
really
it's
dissonant
like
guitar chords.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like I don't even know what guitar noise how to describe it.
It's like it's all dissonant chords and
It is
stuff.
like
yeah.
proper like. But no, me and Tommy saw them early this year before lockdown, and it was just like
It was proper, like, yeah.
It was so bass driven. It's like it's amazing.
It was proper good. It was,
Yeah.
it was a banging gig.
Because we were meant to play with them on that gig, but I said at the time when we were sort of like limbo.
Yeah, between-
like,
Yeah,
Right,
because
yes.
it was for radio, wasn't it?
Independent Venues Week.
Yeah.
That was what
Yeah,
it
well,
was.
that's what it was. They were supporting SPQR.
From Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I think
We were between. Well, we were looking for singers at the time, and we
were sort of like, oh, shall I do it? Oh no, it's too risky.
we weren't in a
I
position.
sound pants.
We weren't in the position to play, and then like a couple of weeks after that gig, we played as the first one was a 4-piece in
Yeah.
Leicester.
And I heard Skyfall played, and obviously I think Jana was meant to play. I don't know if I pronounced the actual name right.
Oh, Janae.
Janae.
To be honest, I'm never sure because when I first saw her name, because the first time I saw her was at the Gary, and it just said on the board like the way it's spelled. We and my friend called her Gianna for ages, and then I found out
she
we're
was-
just.
She was meant to play, but obviously she didn't play in the end, which is a shame. Because
I've still never seen her live. This
I'd
thing,
like to see
when
her
I saw her
live.
at the Gary, it was like one of those things where me and my friends just kind of went down to see what was going on, and we heard her sound check, and we were like, "That's cool." But then my friends were like, "Oh, we're gonna go home," and I was like, well, "I don't just want to like sit here on my own, and I don't know anyone." You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, but yeah." And then she invited me to a few gigs, and then this hit, and it was like, "Oh, well, apparently I'm cursed that I'll never get to see her live before
Cursed,
the world
mate.
ends." Yeah, but yeah. Well, I feel like I totally derailed whatever you
we were just
said.
talking about like gigs. weren't we?
I think we were also going to start talking about different Northampton bands specifically as well. So there's Blood Visions, Tragic, of course, we talked about earlier, Death Trap, who are just fucking awesome.
If you're hearing this, Death Trap, record Jada's wife.
Yeah, they have a song called Jada's Wife, which is fucking sick. It's proper like early Idols, like post punk. There's great bass line, and they haven't. I don't know if they've recorded it or not, but I wanted to release it. We love that song, don't we, Liam?
You hear that, Wiggles? Do it.
You fucking bastard! Record that song.
Tom Wright? Do it. Thomas Wright?
They're
Do
very
it. Rob
good.
Gray?
They're awesome.
Do it.
They're awesome. Have you ever actually listened to them, Joey?
This is the first time hearing of them.
There
That's
we go.
what I
That's
mean.
another one.
It's-
They're on.
It's like there's
They've
just more
been around.
bands
They've been
that-
around for a while because they used to be Jagged Little Thrills, and
Yeah.
they've been around for what? Jagged Little Thrills was like what?
I don't know, but they're-
Early 2010s, and then they became Death Trap. They had like a bit of a lineup change. And Death Trap, they have 2 EPs out, and Eventually, I hope they'll release something else. But the 2 EPs they did are fucking amazing. You know, especially as like, you know, debut releases are awesome, aren't they? They're amazing. Who else is there in
There
there?
you go, boom, sent it to you.
Oh, right,
Check them out.
Yeah, who else is good?
I mean, like Taurus is the
Taurus.
one of the big,
Taurus are
the big
great.
guys at the moment.
Skirt are fucking awesome.
Oh, fucking love
Skirt.
Skirt.
Oh,
Love
fuck.
Skirt.
Skirt were on before Tragic at the lab for the Tragic.
That's
EP.
right.
Yeah, they were.
And they were the only one of the support acts where everyone fucking went in for their last track because they did a cover of Doorman.
Oh,
and people
yeah.
heard
Yeah.
in the fucking garden were like,
Oh,
oh shit, and like
It's a
everyone
great
ran
cover
inside.
as well, and like their new single "Last Blast Space" one, that's
Oh,
great.
so
Yeah,
good.
they're just
They're
awesome.
So good.
I love them. They're lovely people as well.
who else is there?
Go Go Loco, which used to be the Mobs.
Yeah,
The Mobs, who are sadly not a band anymore, they turned into Go Go Loco. But the Mobs, they were fucking awesome, and they still are. Their music's still on
Very,
Spotify.
very good.
They were like mental, like garage punk, like proper like
Yeah.
Dr. Feelgood kind of stuff.
And then sort of like a they say maraca-driven
Rockabilly, rock and roll group.
stuff.
They're really,
So
they're
it's
really
like,
funny.
It's like drumsticks. The drummer has like maracas.
And they're a two-piece
Amazing.
as well. They're awesome. They're really good. You know,
Like, are we talking like any old bands or just like bands in general?
just in general, yeah.
Rolling Thunder again.
Rolling Thunder were cool.
Barretts.
The Barretts
The
are awesome.
They were very good on Saturday. When we
Yeah,
played
we
with
saw them. We played with them on Saturday, and they did a gig, sort of stripped back. James was on guitar, and he did a good
Yes, he
job.
did a very good job, he
I
did,
was,
yes.
I was proud of him. Well done, James. Sarpa are good. Yeah, they're like the more kind of, you know, accessible kind of indie pop, but they're
Yeah,
really
they're very
like,
laid
polished
back.
and really
Yeah.
they're just great. I love some of their stuff.
Crankhead. That's sort of like a
Hip hop,
Hip-hop,
grime kind of thing
grime.
going on. Yeah,
They've only released one single. That's pretty cool.
Wax lyrical.
Wax lyrical fucking.
Yeah, Wax
yeah.
Lyrical Sound.
They're sick.
Baby Long.
Baby Long.
Baby
Yeah.
Long are cool. Yeah.
They're cool as shit. Even though that was the weirdest gig I've ever been to, where it was Black Prince, it was Tragic opening for Baby Long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a kind of shift of moods that I was like,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
What are we doing here?
King Purple are great as well. They were good. Well, they are good. I was saying they were really good at their headline gig at the Roadmender.
and then split up.
No, they're still about, and they did a headline gig at the Roadmender a while back, and that was awesome.
There's so many bands. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get asked that question, your mind goes blank.
yeah, you normally go.
Jimmy the Moonlights.
Yes,
Jimmy the Moonlight's
Jimmy
good.
and the Moonlights.
Yeah, they're cool.
Good old Jordan putting out those tunes.
Jordan Noon, he's a great guitarist. He's
Go
awesome.
check him out.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
He just
It just could go
he
on
boggles
forever.
the
This
mind.
list.
It could go
It's
on
like-
forever.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
Who
like
else?
Harry
who else
Quinn
is there?
bands when that was a thing, which
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
they're
think
not
it
a
is
thing.
anymore.
No.
But
Then
they
it was,
What, the Harry
was
Quinn
it
band?
Blurry, then obviously Blurry's not a thing now.
Yeah, Blurry is the shortest lived band in all of music history. I think they lasted about a week. So
They released a single, and obviously they had a band, but they never
Yeah.
played. But they released a single, which is very
Yeah.
good.
It was.
Were they the two-piece?
No, they were going to be like a
It
full
was-
band, like lo-fi indie kind of.
yeah, it was Harry Quinn's band, and then the other people who were going to be in it. I don't know who they were, but he did have a live band together at some point. But it was like right at the start of lockdown, so it was
Right.
like,
Obviously,
They
they
were-
were focused on tours now. Which is
Yeah.
fair enough.
yeah. Because I think originally that was going to be like, it was. Because Blurry was basically the end of like Harry Quinn and like Flower Toy and Sandbox, and it was just going to be Taurus and Blurry. But now it's just Taurus basically,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
probably, in my opinion, for the best because
Yeah.
Taurus is one of the strongest ones out of those lot.
Mm.
Like, even though they're all the same people, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Who else is there? So many ain't there?
There is.
Who's-
Luna Rosa.
Luna Rosa are cool.
I've seen
There
them
actually,
around.
there was a band that I saw. I can't remember what gig it was. It was at the Black Prince. They were a two-piece garage rock kind of punk group. I don't know if they're local, but I've seen the members around Northampton. And you want to know the thing? I can't remember the fucking name of them. It was
I I remember seeing that hardcore band we at the Garibaldi ones.
Oh, it was a grindcore group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shark Teeth
Shark
Grinder.
Teeth
No,
Grinder.
it wasn't that one. It was
Nailbreaker.
No.
It might have been.
Off of-
It was
no.
a two-piece grindcore act.
It's a guitarist and a drummer, but we weren't very impressed. Were
Well,
we?
I mean, it was proper like AC style grindcore, like proper like Seth Putnam style grindcore. Just like 5-second songs, just blast beats and distant guitar noise.
Like you're quite good at doing like that sort of vocals, aren't you, Tommy?
No.
that was a whole album right there. That was a whole grindcore album.
This one's
right
called
there.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's one I've seen floating around called Barracuda as well.
Oh,
I don't know how long
because
they've
they're
been
mates
around.
with Cameron, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like
Because I think
Charlie. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I saw one of their videos on Instagram. It's fucking banging. It was the bass player and the drummer. They just had a jam, and it was literally like it sounded like Cliff Burton. Proper distorted, like and it's like it was fucking sick.
Rad.
And I was jamming it to at work, and it's like, "So what are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing."
Get off the phone, boy.
Yeah, because I think the Barracuda bass player has been doing some stuff with Tragic at the moment.
Yeah.
Since Will left. So I don't know whether it's just like
I don't know.
helping them so they can still do stuff, or whether he's joining the band officially.
Well, they're
I don't know.
recording. Well, they're making another EP, aren't they? Tragic. They said on their Instagram.
EP2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was always in their plan, because that was when they did the launch night. That was to raise money so they could go and make a second one. Basically, was the idea. But yeah,
Phantom Isle.
Phantom Isle are
Yeah.
great. Yeah, proper refined like indie pop rock. They're really good stuff. They are.
And obviously, Pot Wash. The
Cameron's
new
Oh,
solo
which I was
thing.
really impressed.
I was very impressed by.
Oh,
what he
it was
did there.
really good, that song. Only You and Everyone Else. That's a really good track.
It suits him very well.
Yeah.
He's been working on that, like his solo stuff, for a while as well. It's like,
It's paying off. It's good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like,
Very, very impressed.
good.
Very, very good. Like very DIY video. As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, because he was pot wash at the county.
That's probably where the name
That's where
comes
the
from.
name
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
from. Yeah, because my friend also worked there behind the bar, and then she was like, "Do you know a kid called Cameron?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Yeah," because I was talking to him and he was like, called you his photographer. I was like, okay.
His
Yeah,
Personal
Cameron thinks, yeah.
photographer.
Cameron has dibs on me, so sorry guys, I've been
Bless.
bought out. But God, yeah, he's so fucking good, and like
He's cool, man. Yeah.
like the Tragic stuff is so fucking sick.
Yeah, the single Pig that came out this year, that was
Oh,
great.
my
When it
Yes.
because I was at work and I was like, because it was day release, and like I was on an
Day
early work.
release from prison for
Yes,
you.
yes, actually, funny enough.
What are you in for, boy?
Drunk and disorderly. It was just waiting to finish work and like, come on, I want to get home and listen to Pig, like, and then I got home, opened the doors, pissed off the neighbours already. With
It is a
with
fucking
some-
great song.
It's a
2
very-
minutes.
and then-
It's a proper punk
Good
blast.
song, good video. I like how it's like all like the reverse stuff, like
Yeah.
God, so, but the thing that like gets me is it's like I've been to this like we've all heard them live.
Yeah.
There's still songs in their set list that I'm like, when are they coming?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
When
well,
are
they've
they
got a
coming
lot of
out?
good stuff.
like Baby Killer.
Yeah, that was the
Baby
one
Killer,
I
Baby Killer.
I was thinking that one's like that's like that opening track, isn't it? Most of the time,
know.
it's like first or second if you count the guitar just scream noise.
Noise.
Yeah, at the start.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. I don't know what else there is. I think the only stuff I know is like the EP stuff.
Yeah. To be honest, after like the first couple of songs, it just kind of all blurs together. After you've had a few drinks, you're just like, well,
Yeah, I do.
It's party time, boys.
Yeah.
Like,
You just did it
like
there.
Sloppy Kiss is like one of my favourites from the EP.
Sloppy Kiss was always a fucking amazing one though. Like early gigs, everyone fucking loved that song because it was a bit,
Very good lyrics.
yeah,
Very good lyrics.
and it was a bit less moshy in a way.
Yeah.
do
They
you know
have,
what I mean?
they have another
It wasn't
song.
like
they have
laid
another
back,
song
but
which
it
is
was
less moshy. I don't know what it's called, but it's more bass driven. It's more major
Then
chording.
obviously got Sammy set his bed on fire.
That one's one of the sickest.
I
ones
love
from like
the ending to that song. It's like
Dirty Glitter.
Dirty Glitter, yeah, that's a mad one. Oh, the whole EP's fantastic.
Very, very good, very good quality as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has the acoustic track on it as well.
Yes.
Sammy's Bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did they record it?
What, the EP?
Yeah.
I have to ask him. Won't
Yeah, I probably should.
Cameron.
I'm curious, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it does sound super sick.
It
And
is
like,
proper, yeah.
yeah, and the CDs they put out, I was like, rad. You're giving me a face. They put CDs out?
Did they?
I have a physical copy, yeah.
What?
Yeah, because
I wasn't
on the
aware of
lab night they had shirts with Tragic and then like the EP cover on it, and then the EPs. I'll show you afterwards. Yeah.
Well,
I got a free copy.
I
because
brought
they used my photos.
their. I need to mention it actually to Tragic actually. I brought their EP on Bandcamp. I was like, yes, I've got it. Then I listened to it. I was like, hold on, I've heard Walking twice now. I have. And I went to where it was, and for some reason, Sloppy Kisses got the audio to Walking.
Yeah, got the wrong audio file.
I was like, uh-oh.
I did notice a similar thing on the physical version. The track list on the back isn't in the same order as the
It
disc.
goes da da da, and it repeats never. So I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Wow. I did also notice I put the CD into my computer CD player.
Where?
Yeah, I actually figured out how to use it for once.
But
But
you can't seem to use it for DVD.
You sounded like, oh yeah, I've sussed him in. I've fucking got him now.
He'll
Figure it out.
use it for CDs, but not for
You know you're fucking interrogating him.
Hold on, a minute earlier. I swear you said you couldn't use it for this. You didn't know you could use it.
You've been trying to figure this out the whole time.
I'm watching you, boy. I've got you.
But yeah, on there, the files on there have some like random name for something else. So it feels to me
That's what
like
it does when you have it burn like a CD. If you're
Well,
not burning
sometimes,
like-
sometimes,
it'll go like-
Well, I feel
sometimes
like
if
Cameron
it's like a
might have,
label,
like-
sometimes it'll accidentally burn the song titles from another CD.
And you have to edit and go,
I've actually encountered that before. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like Cameron might have just went through his like family CD collection.
Yeah. That's proper DIY right there.
It's
Yeah.
like old family videos, and he's like,
It's like an old Disney movie and just wiped the film off it.
yeah, honestly. God.
Yeah.
God, they are so good. I don't know. Here's the confusing thing. They're like one of the most on it guys, and they're like probably one of the like biggest bands on the scene in terms of like everyone's heard of them. But they have not once at a set introduced themselves as Tragic. They always just say like a random name at the start. Like they've introduced themselves as Backstreet Boys, as like
That's just
One
funny.
Direction. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And somehow they just keep growing.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a Tragic sticker either.
What's the Idols Tiny Desk concert where Joe is just like, we are not the Jonas Brothers. A lot of people make that mistake. People get confused.
But yeah.
I saw they had. I want to get one of their shirts as well. Tragic.
Yeah, I tried.
I do
to.
as well, actually. Yeah, I would like to get one of them.
I tried to get a shirt off because I messaged the Tragic like Instagram page. If you got any spare, if you got any like Tragic shirts in large, sorry mate, we ran out.
I could have got one of the heads.
Which one were you trying to get?
Just any large
See, I
Tragic shirt.
originally wanted to know
I
like
need
the.
to message Cameron.
You know, like the tragic.
Cite you on
You
this.
know, like it says tragic like down the whole show.
Oh yeah, the like.
But then obviously when I was at
Sick.
the Christmas gig for Head Charge,
Mm.
they had like the EP cover, and I was like, oh, do you have any
Yeah.
smalls and like medium? Like, no, that'd be too big. But no, they were putting like T-shirt designs on like Instagram, and I was like, ooh. It's like there it says like a poll thing. Which one do you prefer? And it's like this one or this one. Yes or no? I was like, yes, yes.
Fair
I'm
enough.
waiting. I've got the money, and I'm waiting.
Oh, I am wait. Oh, there's so many T-shirts. T-shirts been like there's just so many. Do you know what I mean? Like
T-shirts
like,
are the
hurts my
cornerstone
brain.
of a band's music scene.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can get our T-shirts still if you
Yeah.
Yeah.
give us a message. On
You get one of
Facebook.
our stickers and put it on your forehead.
for free.
I got
on
a
your
badge with
laptop.
mine. I was stoked. Yeah, you put it on your laptop.
DVD
Like,
player.
Yeah.
If you're white, you don't have one.
Yeah. Or it might be one, but I just look. It's a different concept, DVDs and CDs. You know, I can figure out a CDD. DVD, not so much. I don't think.
Even though it's not the same, like, sort of shape.
Well,
as
not
CD.
not every like laptop can play a DVD.
But every wait, I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, every like computer with a disc drive can play a CD.
Yeah.
Just not all of them DVDs.
Hmm. Where did this fucking joke
Or
come from?
your computer might not be powerful enough to run the film properly. You might be all like stuttery and shit.
Yeah, you don't want any lag.
You don't
Yeah,
want that.
true.
do
You want the best viewing experience. You might as
Yeah.
well.
You want it in 360p.
Well, you could. Yeah, you could if you
240p we meet
You,
again.
you can have the best like experience if you have go to the cinema or just get a DVD player. But
Well, true.
Nah,
not gonna lie.
cinemas, nah.
Depends which cinema.
Yeah, cinemas can be like disgusting and fucking annoying.
Cineworld,
and-
not so much. We go to Errol Flynn or what's it
View.
called now? Northampton
cheap.
Film House next to Dungate. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not. I've
That
heard
is
it's nice
the
in there.
nicest fucking cinema, and it has a bar.
I'm talking about View.
Hey!
Like, problem solved.
View is like not.
oh yeah.
I don't think I've been. I would like to visit the film house. It does sound really.
It's
It's
good.
very
definitely
nice.
worth it because they
It's a
put
little
on.
cinema,
Yeah, they're not open like all the time like cinemas, but they
Yeah.
just put on like
little
what
cult
they want.
films.
Yeah,
Like
so,
very old, not very new films, but are very underground.
yeah,
very,
they'll
like,
put on like
foreign
indie
films.
films and stuff. Or if they do put some big blockbusters, they put like the Deadpool films on and stuff, like ones that are like
Yeah.
Gonna bring in some money.
yeah, but they don't put on just like any old blockbuster. And they also, I went there when they were doing like Kubrick week, so
Oh,
I got to
nice.
see like The Shining in 2001
Oh,
at
nice.
cinema, and that's
Did they
2001
do
in a
Clockwork Orange?
they may have done. I know they did Barry Lyndon as well, but I didn't go and see that.
I'd love to see Clockwork Orange on a big
Oh, that'd be
screen.
sick as well.
That'd be fucking amazing.
All those movies. Just watching like an old movie that's like a classic in a cinema is just a weird
I've
experience.
seen
because you're like,
I've seen Ghostbusters in the cinema. That because
That must
because
have been sick as
yeah,
fuck.
Cineworld like had a thing like every Halloween they played the first Ghostbusters film. And like you go in there, there'd be no one there. It'd be like me and my dad or me and my brother. But it was great because I fucking love that film. Ghostbusters
God,
One
I'd
is
have to go to
amazing.
Yeah,
So
with
good.
a Clockwork Orange. What's the gang name of
Droogs.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the band names.
That
we
was an
thought of.
idea for the band name.
But I think someone had already taken it,
yeah,
which
it was
sucks
like,
because
you
if
know,
no one had
Droogs.
taken it, we probably would have taken that.
Yeah, Droogs.
Yeah, there's a lot of Orange. Yeah, that would have been pretty sick.
I actually
We
saw
did
The
get in
Phantom
there.
Menace in cinemas when it got re-released in 3D.
Get out! Get out!
I mean, I was
3D.
I was 12 and like I enjoyed
12,
it.
you had a good mindset of what not to do and what to do. And you chose to watch The Phantom Menace.
I was
You're
like,
old
that's what-
enough to be arrested and sent to prison. You're old enough to know that this is not what you're meant to do.
I thought it was, it was okay. You know, I like watching the Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul.
Was the
lightsaber
3D
fight.
good?
In 3D, it was okay.
Well, it made it even shitter.
It was kind of pointless. Cause all it did, it just made Ewan McGregor closer to your face. That's all it did. Yeah, like you realise when Qui-Gon dies, you can feel a little bit more of the emotion come out of Ewan McGregor's face. But it was alright. You know, they didn't do the rest of the prequel trilogy. It was just Phantom
Wonder
Menace.
why.
It was just Phantom Menace they released in 3D for some reason.
They probably wanted to just see how it would go, and
They
they
go,
were probably.
oh wait, people hate Phantom Menace, don't they?
So, like,
They were
should've
like,
ex-
this one guy, Ollie, turned up with his camera. That was it. It was a bit of a
And they
waste
said,
of time.
and they came out there and
Yes,
saying,
great.
I still hate Phantom
Yeah.
Menace.
We didn't even pay off the 3D glasses on this one.
I mean, like
guys.
I was 12. I thought it was fun. Didn't take it too seriously.
Well,
If they
fair
released the
enough.
rest of the whole series in like 3D, I would have watched the rest of them.
Anakin, I have the high ground.
The prequel trilogy is such a good meme. I think it is,
General Kenobi.
I think the thing is the
Hello
prequel.
there.
The thing is the prequel trilogy is ironically becoming like a masterpiece
It is.
because it's such a good meme.
Yeah. Do you know Kevin Smith actually likes the prequels?
Well, like they're not that bad. They're not
There's-
like so bad to the
Like-
point they're unwatchable. There's
They're
things you can
true.
enjoy
They're
in
probably,
them.
I'd say, an easy watch. You can watch it, but not.
And Revenge of the Sith was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Revenge
did,
of
I
the
did like that.
Revenge of the Sith had some fucking
Oh,
sick
I heard it,
action
from
scenes.
your end. He said, why do you prefer Phantom Menace? If you
No,
had
on
to
the-
watch
okay, on the
Phantom Menace or Revenge of the Sith, what would you pick?
A New Hope.
That's not the answer.
No, in the prequel
In the
trilogy, you
prequels,
fuck-
okay.
We're talking
I was-
like
I'll
Yeah,
go
I-
with an agree. A more than just a
he's gonna go for
agree.
Clone Wars.
Yeah. Have you guys watched the new ones? Or
I did.
I only watched Force
I
Awakens.
watched The
I haven't
Force
seen the ninth
Awakens. I remember going to see it with my friend Marcus Lever when it first came out, and then we were in the cinema. You know what I'm gonna say.
Wait, actually, no. I've heard the story.
I went to the cinema and we went there. You know,
do it.
you know, before it goes, like that. It's like quiet. It went. Obviously, there's a train. It went quiet. And heard a person go. Like a Chewbacca. Someone deliberately did like a Chewbacca trying. And we fucking pissed ourselves laughing. And people started staring at us and we're like.
Well, no. When I went to go see The Force Awakens to cinemas, because obviously there was that whole thing where people were spoiling the film of Han Solo being killed, and I remember. I mean, like, I was annoyed.
Well done, Ollie. Spoiling.
Yeah, 5-year-old film. Yeah. I mean, I was annoyed, but I.
5 years old.
Yeah, almost. It's 2015 it came out.
Yeah, holy shit.
It feels like it came out yesterday, honestly.
Is that the same year as Fury Road?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
God, that film fucking old as well.
I think it was 2015, yeah.
We've aged, dude.
No. But obviously, like the whole thing of Han Solo being killed got spoiled, and like, I was annoyed, but
well done.
Shut
you
up!
Said it on a
Let me tell the fucking.
said it on a podcast.
Let me tell the fucking story. I was annoyed, but I was like, yeah, I'll still go see the film. I went with my older brother.
Just for clarity, what annoyed you?
Like the facts of the. Oh, no, shut up. No, right. So I went to go see the film with my older brother, and like, we were really enjoying it and that. And then it got to the scene where like they're on. They're on. Shut up. They're on the walkway.
Who's we?
They're on the.
Who's on the walkway?
Kylo Ren and Han Solo are on the walkway, and
What
obviously,
relation do
and there's the bit like Han Solo's Kylo Ren's dad. And then like Han Solo's trying to like convince Kylo Ren, like, yo, stop it with this bad shit. Come to the light side, you fucking dick. And then like Kylo Ren's like manipulating, like, yeah, I will. And then there's that brief moment of silence before, and you know what's gonna happen.
Then you hear.
No. There's that moment of silence, and like moment of silence, like dramatic pause, and my older brother goes when the whole theatre is silent. Oh, this is a bit where he dies, isn't it? He gets killed.
He probably goes, let me whisper in your ear.
No, he just said it to me. He said, oh, this is a bit where he dies, isn't it? And I was like, what the fuck? It was,
Doesn't Chewbacca die or something? I don't know because I haven't seen the other film. So
I haven't seen the others since then.
I saw the 8th one and Rogue One. The 8th one,
Rogue One's like different to this story though, ain't it?
Rogue One's how them stealing the Death Star plans.
It takes place between
so
3
it's the
and 4.
setup
Prior
for
to New Hope.
New Hope, yeah.
Yeah.
Which people, a lot of super Star Wars like super fans say it's like shit because you knew they were going to die at the end, so it's hard to get invested. Personally, Rogue One's one of my favourite Star Wars films because it's like just a.
It's a nice change of course of the story because it's like you got to stick to the story, but obviously then we're going to go a bit even further back, not to like Phantom Menace area.
The Star Wars episode 1, the Phantom Isle.
Phantom Isle.
All the members. What's the lead singer? Peter Marchand plays a Darth Maul.
Phantom Isle, that's fucking Asda.
And obviously there's that Mandalorian TV series, ain't there?
Yeah, I haven't seen
Yoda
that.
meme.
Yeah, I remember hearing all about it. But yeah, I kind of like because Rogue One the Mandalorian and has a different look to it.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. It doesn't look like Star Wars always looks a bit colourful and friendly, but Rogue One and Mandalorian look a bit darker, and they're definitely sort of
different side to it.
Yeah, which I quite liked as a maybe it's the Dark Knight of the Star Wars cinematic universe in a way.
I like the Dark Knight series when it went on to like Ben Affleck's.
The new Batman trailer does look good though.
Is that with Robert Pattinson?
It looks good.
Like Twilight.
Yeah.
Well, he's been in better films since then. Like, let's be honest.
The Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he died. Oh,
hang on! Don't.
I nearly did a nollie.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, he's fucking good in it.
He put his thing in the goblet. He put.
That sounded a bit weird.
He put his name in the Goblet of Fire.
The Goblet of what, Liam?
It's when what I find funny about that film is where like Dumbledore looks at Harry Potter, not like really calm and nasty and wise, and his name's in the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, like he does in the book.
Harry, why's he putting down the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
It's all to die.
He calmly said, "Why are you in the Goblet of Fire?" There's like, Harry in the film.
Harry. Yes. Why did you
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's just like the start of the film. Everyone, it gets like mental even further then.
Yeah, Dumbledore never stops shouting until the very end, where he actually loses his voice and then doesn't talk for the rest of the series. God. I still actually haven't finished Harry Potter. I haven't finished the last.
Do you want to see a spoiler? It's a happy ending.
Oh, I'm not watching it then.
But
Waste of
there's
time.
a twist. There's the fantasy stuff, isn't there? What's it called? Fantasy. What?
There's the fantasy. What the Harry Potter only
the thing
fans?
It's like
Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find
Yeah, it's
Them.
basically
Oh,
it's like
right,
the
yeah.
Phantom Menace of. Well, I don't think it actually is, to be honest. I
The
think,
prequel trilogy.
yeah, I
of
think it's
Harry
had a good
Potter.
review. That has, but I've
Yeah.
never really watched it. It's
I
like,
think people kind of were like, because it was a book as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I assume
was,
so.
I think yes. I think it was like after Harry Potter.
Yeah. And people kind of watched the film and they were like, oh, that was fun. And then they made a second one and everyone was like, yeah, okay, you've overstayed your welcome.
We get
now.
it. You got Harry. You got magic.
And then J.K. Rowling said dodgy things on Twitter, and everyone was just like, "Nah."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what I was about. I don't pay attention to Twitter enough. I'm just
She
like,
said stuff that was like homophobic and transphobic. I think it was mostly transphobic shit,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
It's pretty bang out of order, to be honest.
pretty bang out of order.
Isn't
isn't
she old though? Especially
That's
like
not really
90.
an excuse, though.
Yeah, but why?
That's
do we
not an
care?
excuse.
That
She's-
ain't an excuse.
Look, she's gonna.
Well, yeah, she has, like,
die,
older
and then it
values.
doesn't matter.
No,
not
she-
even that. I
She's
don't
not.
care.
She's not even that old
Feel
though.
like late.
I think she's like what, early 50s. I think she is.
That's
she's
good.
not-
That's old in coronavirus
let's have a
terms.
look.
No. Oh, fucking hell. Jesus.
Whatever the age is or not, it's not an excuse.
Expelliarmus
It's
No,
coronavirus.
it's definitely wrong, but still, I'm just
Let's
like.
find out how old she is, though. Continue talking.
An
Then.
old.
Let's find out.
Yeah, she's an old cat lady on Twitter. I'm like, why are you following her? Like, you know what I mean? How long did it take her to write Harry Potter?
Too
And you
long.
think she's gonna have a tweet that's impressive that she wrote while she was on the toilet? Like, you know what I mean?
She's 55 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again, it's not that
That's not as
old.
old as I thought she would be. I thought she'd be like Dumbledore age, you know?
No. it's not George R.R. Martin, you know. He's walking around in like one of those little hats and a beard.
Do you ever wonder at what age you're going to be when you end up dressing like that? Because it seems to happen to a lot of people.
What, when you get older, you get...
Yeah. Men always have that, like, it seems to be more of a thing with men than it is with women, where you, like, get to a certain age and then you start wearing flat caps. Or you start, like...
Flat caps are fucking sick, bro.
Oh, so
Peaky
Ollie's
Blinder-
already
Peaky
achieved
Blinder
that
stuff.
age.
Peaky Blinder kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like that.
you just get to that age where you start dressing like a farmer, you know what I mean? Or women don't seem to have the equivalent of that. Or maybe they do and I'm just like out of the loop on old women's fashion, but you know.
I don't know why you'd be in the loop on
Yeah,
that.
to be fair, I don't know anyone who would be.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I think when you get older... I don't know. I don't know really.
Well, I guess when you get older, you just don't care as much about like your dress sense. You just kind of like, you know,
No, I guess that's
you're
true.
just a bit more utilitarian with what you wear. Just like, yeah, this will work.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I think so, yeah.
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 Unless you're Vivienne Westwood.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a very,
Very,
person.
very enigmatic character.
Didn't she do it? She did a collab with Vans recently?
I think she did.
Probably, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool if she has.
That seems like
Pretty
something.
sure I saw it.
Seems like something she would do.
But and by recently I mean like before.
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID-19. Oh, I swear.
Boom, yeah, right there, boom, type it.
Yeah, hit single.
How long have we been fucking talking for? I've been meaning
Good
to check.
question.
Too long. I've got a hole in my shirt.
2 hours and 20 minutes. I read the
Oh.
22 first, so I was like, 22 hours? I was like, that can't be right.
I'm like, what? I
Yeah.
should be at work.
That makes me wonder, what
Oh
is
my
like the
God.
Guinness World Record for the longest podcast? Like single episode of the
Let's
podcast.
have
That's
a-
actually.
Do you want to join me on this podcast as like the Google kid?
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Be our-
Google section.
Yeah,
with
you could just
me.
stay
If Google
corner
was a
and-
guy, it's Liam.
You could just be like, pull that up, Liam. Be like young Jamie on Joe Rogan.
Because
Except
like the most successful podcast, I think, was the Ricky Gervais show. Oh no, actually, it might be Joe Rogan now. Actually,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Ricky
how do you define it as
that would have been really
successful?
bad. It's the world's longest poop.
that's also a good shout. That's a good
Would it be in the
question.
podcast or as in podcast episode?
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
Just try both.
I think an episode, because this is an episode, ain't
Episode,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which episode are we?
Ooh, you'll be episode 7.
Ooh,
You're kicking off this week for us, boys.
Wow.
boy, I could charm.
I took a break for the weekend.
Oh my god.
How long is
I
it?
was thrilled to host.
Have we broke it already?
No.
No, oh no, this is going to blow your mind. I was thrilled to host a 36-hour non-stop podcast
Oh, those
On
are
the-
rookie numbers.
Yeah, we got
on the
this.
21st of the 22nd of April 2016. I didn't sleep for the full 36 marathon.
Rookie.
And broke the world
Rookie
record.
time.
Oh, God.
Longest stream. Oh, is that is like?
If we drank a load of Coca-Cola, we could do that.
Possibly.
Well, apparently the longest stream. I don't know if it's like in like a gaming
It's
stream.
just like a
A
stream's
stream.
different, isn't it?
161 hours and 11 minutes.
Well, that makes sense.
Does it say what the stream was?
The world's longest scream was 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Scream, Jesus!
What a weird jump. Are those on the same list? Like,
I think it's just because they rhyme with each other. Scream and
What is the
scream.
longest video call ever? I'm just going for like what people ask.
Longest video call.
Whoa,
ever.
this is on Skype now.
Longest Skype call ever.
probably 5 minutes, given that Skype breaks down every
Yeah.
2 seconds.
What? You had the signal?
96,321 minutes.
Could
Now,
that
what's that in hours?
Could that just be in hours, please?
Yeah, because I can't.
What is the worst?
It's just like the baby is 24 months old. Just say 2 years, man.
longest world longest record for sleeping.
Longest record for sleeping. That seems.
Do
like, how would
comas
you-
count?
Mm,
Well, that's an involuntary thing, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
this
surely
person
waking
went-
up from being
This
asleep
person,
is
I don't know why it
involuntary
says for longest for sleeping, but it's actually for not sleeping.
as well.
This
Oh,
person
right.
didn't sleep for 11 days and 25 minutes.
I think we should break 2 records in one: longest podcast and no sleep.
Well,
Well-
you're good at the sleeping one because you.
We'll be dead. well, it will also be a contest
Oh.
who drops dead
Liam
first.
is also good at choking.
So how it's gonna work is you guys will have to stay here all week, and I'll just do the other
Well, I'm quite
podcast in
local,
the middle.
so I can see.
Yeah.
Work.
We'll just keep it
I
So
haven't got a lot planned.
Yeah, but they
we
will
can give
when
it
they
a
have a
go.
little Guinness World Records plaque in their office that they
You know
can
what you
show
should
off.
do as an idea? Have a podcast, but it's like just have it throughout the day. So it's like you're hanging out with like different people. So you might meet with someone in one place. and
Yeah,
then go, "And here's-"
that's the thing. What actually constitutes a podcast? Because you could just have
True.
could leave the microphone on and like talk into it a bit and then just leave and leave it running and
You
call
could,
it
like,
a podcast.
have someone here, and you might
True.
go. You might take the bus into town, like and you have like 30 minutes silence of you on the bus.
Or
And-
like when you go to bed, you could just play like 13 albums while you're asleep.
Talking about that, Felix found this. It was like an early version of like Periscope or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like some app before Periscope, but it had like different genres of things people were streaming because it was like meant to be Twitch, but for like anything.
Yeah.
One of the sections was there was a bunch of people who were like the most popular on the site. Some of them who would just stream themselves sleeping.
As you do.
That's
and that
like
was it.
too mad, ain't
Oh
it?
yeah, Two Mad did that. Oh, the Two Mad sleep stream. Oh, do you know about Two Mad, Joe?
No.
Oh, he's the fucking best person on YouTube right now. Basically, he does all sorts of shit. But one time he did a sleep stream where basically people would like donate money and they could play like whatever they want over his Google speaker, and they would play like memes and shit, like the Monsters Inc. like fucking bass boosted and that. And at one point at the end, because it was like a Google speaker, someone donated for the Google speaker to say, "Oh Google, what's my location?" And he got up, he was right out of bed.
Amazing.
And then the second time we did it, someone actually tried to call the police on him.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure at one point.
I'm pretty sure
That's quite funny though.
walking.
Google, what is your location?
I'm pretty sure at one point someone also started playing porn on there, like full volume, like bass boosted. I love Two Mad. Two Mad was also the same person that invaded a load of Zoom calls and actually ended up on BBC News because he invaded loads of Zoom calls.
Oh, I know. I remember seeing that article on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact the
he was,
clip
like,
that they
going to classrooms
use
and
is
stuff.
him vibing to the Halo theme in some random classroom that he broke into.
God, there used to be a guy like that in CSGO, like the esports. There was a
Yeah.
guy who would somehow get into like secure LAN servers as on this account that was just called like the Rubber Duck. So they'd be trying to join up, like the teams, professional teams with thousands on the line, and then servers would just get filled with this like rubber duck guy. And they had no idea how he was doing it to like all over the world. As
That
well.
sounds great.
And it was like, if it's like, because it's LAN, it was like he has to be here at the event. He has to go to these events and like somehow hack his way in to then get this.
He probably
rubber
just
duck
sat
character on
outside the
stage.
expo with his laptop and just figured it out.
Like a headset.
Yeah.
Just do this.
That reminds me, too, man, at one point, tried to play Counter-Strike in an airport. And it makes you wonder, like, because obviously in Counter-Strike goes, the bomb has been planted. How the fuck is security going to attack him?
Get in the crowd.
But yeah, the video title is just like, how long can I play Counter-Strike Go in CS:GO in an airport before I get kicked out? It's quality content.
Oh, Felix will be sending loads of videos where it'll be like, when X happens, the video will end. So some of them are like.
Oh yeah, I play Minecraft, and when I jump,
Yeah.
the video ends.
But he found one that was this one dude, and it was watching Amy Schumer's Netflix special until I laughed. And the special just ends after the hour. And
Oh,
he
what's
doesn't
this
laugh.
other one? It's just like, I watch Friends until I laugh. It's like 23 hours long. It's the whole show.
God damn.
Oh. Wow.
That dude was near to the longest podcast. If
He could have been,
He
yeah.
could have done it. Oh my god. I don't think we're going to do the longest podcast, boys. I think.
Well, like, we could,
I
like,
hate to say
bring
it.
the band here and, like, do a gig, then talk about the gig, and record us jamming, then talk about the jam, then do another jam, and talk about that jam.
Yeah. And I just have my other guests come in between.
Yeah,
They'll
just
have to
bring
accept you sitting in the corner
every single guest you've ever had into the room and
and
just
never
see,
let them out again.
No, just see what happens.
I think that's how you get the longest. If you had,
It's like podcast Hunger Games.
if you had like all the people like the people you've had having like tomorrow, previously, having one big group chat and say, right, you never make it, right? Just talk.
And eventually, at the end, we'll try and like.
It would just sound like a pub.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no. Eventually, we'll all join forces and try and sing the Halo theme.
My ears
I
are.
think it doesn't help that the acoustics in here are less than desirable as well, so it's just like bouncing off of random stuff.
I think we nailed that.
No, too mad. I keep fucking bringing him up. One time he actually tried to get his whole like 7,000 person Discord to sing the Halo theme. It's not nice. It's just a cacophony of noise. Because everyone's like, there's latency and shit, so it's just. It's so good.
Oh my god, I'm waiting for when we're older and thinking back on the existence of Zoom, or like things like having nostalgic thoughts about all the Zoom memes I've seen online,
Yeah.
and just the shit people pull, like in Zoom classrooms, where it's just like, do you guys remember NSB during exam time where people do the Hunger Games whistle? Like, imagine
Yes,
an
I
exam.
remember that.
That was happening at my school.
Yeah, it
Don't
just
copyright.
go all the way through.
That's- Yeah,
Yeah.
SB was a funny place.
Shut up, boys! This is an
Damn,
exam.
this is your GCSEs right now.
Take it seriously.
It's a C in the bag, boys.
Yeah, NSB was quite a place, wasn't it?
NSB was an experience, wasn't it, Liam and Joe?
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
How are we still alive? Honestly, I wonder sometimes when
See, a lot of people have the perception that NSB is a posh school.
It ain't.
It really is not. The sixth form is to an extent, but even then, not
To an
really. To an
extent.
extent,
So
though.
you were in the sixth form?
Yes. So was he.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
you were, weren't you? That was
So
good.
was he, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
years 7 to 11, no, it's not a posh school, no.
It's crazy.
It's just not.
I'm gonna get sued by NSB at this rate. The amount
cares?
of
Well, you
fucking-
mentioned about them reusing the Doctor Who thing over and over again.
Who
earlier.
gives a shit?
Here's the thing that we had C&G lessons where we'd be like, now boys, it's important to stay up to date with current events while they're showing that Doctor Who video, and then underneath it is news articles from like
For
10 years ago.
2014.
It's like, Jesus Christ. What a school. Yeah, before we get sued, we've done 2.5 hours, boys.
That's pretty good.
Impressive length.
Is that one of your longest?
Oh, I need a cigarette.
I think you're second or third place. I think I think. Let me have a quick look. Oh, you're just literally a minute into second place at the moment.
Right, let's keep talking and get to first.
We've got to do another hour.
We're running out of things. We're running out of things to talk about.
We have covered a lot. We've covered.
We've talked about music.
Talked about music, Doctor
movies,
Who, films,
DVD players.
fashion,
DVD
DVD
players and how they work.
Star Wars spoilers, NSB,
Spoilers in
Music.
general.
local music,
Alan Carr.
and
Alan Carr.
Netflix.
Yeah, I forgot about the impressions.
Kermit the Frog.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans. Yeah,
That's an OnlyFans account.
talked about that. Yeah.
God. But yeah, it's a good way. Is there anything else you want to add, just in case?
I don't know.
Just
Anything you need to promote? Or
like
Watch
everyone,
this space.
everyone, just bear with us because obviously with this pandemic happening and all that shit, give us just keep watching whatever posts we do.
Big things coming soon.
Because
Announcement.
just watch your space. I mean, we've got the single coming out, pulled apart. Hopefully in a month or two.
Yeah.
And we've got the music video coming out for that as well.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned and
Stay tuned,
watch your
boys.
space.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Next time on the comms.
Next time, what's your show called?
Round Town.
Next time around town.
Yeah, but it's been good on there. I've enjoyed this.
It's been very good. It's very beneficial.
cool. Yeah.
Still
Thank you
haven't
for having
ended
us
it yet.
down. I know you're itching.
I'm like,
We're kind of
Do we just have like a catchphrase to have for you? Round town, all the best news all around town.
Do you like the Dragon Ball Z? Do you like the Dragon Ball Z outro where it's just like next time on Round Town?
Yeah, we can do it now. Like, it's is it
Janae.
Janae.
Yeah.
Next time around town we have Janae. She's gonna talk about the same stuff we
That
have.
sounds like a strain on your vocal cords, mate.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there you go.
god. Right. The comms people.
Peace out.
Safe.
Peace out, guys. Cheers.